Oh, hi, everybody.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining our goofy little vampire game. Boop. Music. There it goes. So, hi. We're all gathered here again for fun. Shamey
We
showing
are
off his little
gathered here
gremlins.
today.
Grablands.
Gremlins!
It's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
Just like Die Hard.
Oh, man.
Just like Die Hard.
This is going to be a Christmas movie. Shit.
Let's save Santa Claus by turning him into a toreador.
Stab the fat man! I don't know. Hi.
I think Santa's a Harry Potter wizard.
Thanks, Mizui, fellow friend and subscriber. But hi, everybody. I am Raetog. I'm running a Vampire the Masquerade game. And here it is! Alcohol is not involved in the stream at all. Hold, please.
Never.
Yeah,
But
I don't know what that is.
this is My Chicago by Night. We're 7 episodes into this shit. We've done this. By next week, we will have been doing this for 2 months. That's wild. That is super wild to me, and I'm very happy that these things are going on as long as they are. So I usually do mine last. I'm ready to talk, but let's go around and talk about all of our wonderful players as we say hello. Are you just rolling performance checks just to see how it would go at this point, Seamus?
I don't know what you're referring to.
I don't know what you're referring to either. Okay. So on that note, since you've called attention to yourself, sir, and besides, you're on the far right of the thing, anyways.
Half the time, 90% of the time, I'm first.
You're usually first. So, who are you, sir? What is the character that you've been playing, and more importantly, how you been, buddy?
Bonjour, comment ça va?
Toreador
French.
shit.
French.
You've been French lately? Okay.
Yeah, generally French. No, very German. Very German.
That's German for the night.
Very German. My name is Seamus. I am playing Roland, a Toreador. Doing okay. Getting ready for Christmas. And, I still gotta wrap presents. But yeah, beyond that,
We all gotta do that,
we're
man.
doing alright. Happy to play and get this over with and, die again.
Get this over with. Are you
And
so consigned to die already, sir?
No, but after last game, it's just gonna... I'm ready.
Yeah, things have been, to our wonderful audience, things have been happening off screen that I believe our vampires are going to talk about tonight before the main event. But,
The main event of the evening, where we go one-on-one.
main event! This is completely professional stream, everybody, without alcohol involved at all. Kisogo, did I hear you clearing your throat, and does that mean that you're back now?
Yes.
So, you're next in the list, so... who are you, good sir? Where can everybody find you? What
Why are you here?
Who let him in here?
To you.
Who are you? Where can everybody find you? Who are you playing? And most importantly, how you been, buddy?
I've been good. My name is Kasogo. I am also a moderately acceptable streamer here on Twitch. I stream mainly
Follow him.
narrative and story games.
Follow him.
Moderately
Subscribe to him.
acceptable. We do community days, bar game Sundays on a community day on Sundays. So that's a lot of fun. We definitely did that yesterday, and definitely did not drink because that would be bad.
That would be really bad.
I am playing James
super
Kessler, who is a Vietnam War vet who was turned during the war. He does not know who his sire is, and he is of the Malkavian clan. I'm
And
also very angry.
Angry.
very angry.
No.
Yeah.
I would say
Angry.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
You've been an absolute delight.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, though, and I will say best Malkavian I've ever seen played so far.
Oh, well, thanks, dude.
Because they're always like fish malks or whatever, but
They're what?
fish malks. They're just like
Oh.
They're just cartoon characters that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a people play like we I think we talked about this several times.
We did.
People play Malkavians like really goofy because they just think they can just be silly, but mental illness is like a really serious thing, and so I wanted to approach it from that level of
very much agree.
I guess.
And he's become more grounded in his friendship with Roland.
Absolutely.
We're not friends.
All slowly coming together.
That's all this.
Enemies to lovers. Enemies to lovers.
Slowly coming together.
Let's see. Should I call you Sensei?
Listen, this ship is not happening.
Can I call you Sensei?
All of you, do not ship us. Because don't do it. Don't you fucking do it.
I'm drawing it. I'm gonna draw it.
All right.
All of you.
All our wonderful artists out there. Raven?
Yes,
Punk?
Sensei.
Thank you, Punk. Thank you. You don't have any say over this shit. What are you doing? So moving down the list. Mizui. All the same questions. Who are you? Where can everybody find you? Who are you playing? And most importantly, how have you been? You've been real busy.
Oh my god, I had the crazy arrival week, and I thought that I could, do all the things before work, and instead I got nothing done after getting back from Chicago, but, also all the things got done, so it's very interesting. But, yes, I've been really good, kind of chaos busy. I woke up yesterday with oven mitts instead of hands. It was great. I'll post pictures. It was, it was a whole thing.
Oh.
Yes, I will show you.
Oh.
But, yeah, I've been very good. You can find me here on Twitch as Mrs. Mizui, also on Twitter as Mrs. Mizui, also on TikTok, Instagram, and probably something else. I don't know. It's always
and now
Mizui.
Vampire the Masquerade.
Yes, indeed. On Roll20 as Mrs. Mizui. I stream, typically right now just on Fridays, but I've been trying to make that happen, and, I post to social media occasionally, but most importantly, I am playing Mercedes Grace, a very, very new vampire who has been thrown into a world of chaos that she didn't really expect to survive, and she kind of has by the skin of her teeth over and over and over again. And in order to cope, she's been throwing herself into her work, doing promos and social media, and planning things for a bar. It's been very cool. It's all very much a cover for how freaked the fuck out she is. So yeah, that's Mercy.
In this week on Vampire the Masquerade, we discuss coping mechanisms.
lots of blood.
There's
lots of blood.
Vampire talks about a lot of shit, and I joke about that, but it's part of the story too. That is one of the things that we'll have to really go into this oven mitt story some point. But for now, I'm gonna keep on moving down the chain. Matt, how you doing? All the same questions at you, because I've said it 3 times.
I am Magdalena Masters, the wonderful, horrible monster that is me. You can find me on the Twitter at Matt of the H, below my name down there, and I'm just happy to be here, as always.
Just happy to be included,
I just like XP.
Or
it's true.
Core.
So is it 1 extra XP for writing?
No. You get 1 XP, good sir. 1 XP.
In addition to the 2, right?
In addition to the 2, yes.
It is a mountainous climb.
It is. You who has the most of all of them laughs from his point on the mountain.
Yeah, right.
And now, absolutely last but nowhere near least, wonderful wife. Same questions. How's it been? And who are you playing?
It's been alright for the holidays. My name is Tia Noir, or Tia, or Jen. I'm the wonderful wifey, according to Raetog.
That's right.
And I play Six, the Giovanni Gold. And can't wait to see how this episode goes tonight.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. So that's everybody. I don't have a slide for myself because I have all of the characters. But I'm Raetog. This is my Chicago by Night game. Been playing Vampire for quite a while. Once in a great while, I had worked up my courage to actually run games. It's not usually not a great mood for me long running, but these nice shorter. Are you shouting me out on my own channel? Fuck it, let's do it. We're here. We're doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Onyx Path came out with Chicago by Night as a resource, and it has been endlessly great. So this is our V5 game. We're playing it on Roll20, and yeah, this is it. You fuckers ready to party here?
Let's go.
All right. So we're gonna begin, as we always begin, with me reading my fun little intro paragraph that I wrote. Because today's episode, coinciding with our date this evening, is Krampusnacht.
Very German.
Very, very German, very German. Peace to you, Freddy. So, Krampusnacht. Christmas is getting close. Not that our vampires have very much time to notice. Krampusnacht, or Krampus Night, for those out there that have never heard of it, is a strange holiday tradition that was caught up in the mixing of religions way back in the medieval period, where Santa Claus is the entity that brings presents and joy around the holidays. It didn't always used to be a lump of coal that the bad kids received. The bad children, Germanic legends say, were visited by Krampus, a horned monster that kidnapped, tortured, and ate children who didn't behave.
Or just shoved them into a bag and beat them with sticks.
Yep.
Parents opting to scare the living shit out of their kids with dismemberment instead of, just merely not getting a present. In modern nights, including the night of tonight's story.
That's still what I do with my kids, just so you know.
That's how it's supposed to be done.
That's how.
Bring
I've
it
got my
back.
burlap sack
That's how
already
my
out.
great-great-grandparents
The
did.
old
That's
ways.
how I'm gonna do it.
The old
Yeah.
ways.
Exactly.
In
That's
modern
how,
nights.
That's how Daddy did it. That's how Granddaddy did it. That's how America does it.
Wait a minute.
Pittsburgh actually has a Krampus Night festival, but that's beside the point. In modern nights, including the night that tonight's story takes place in, Krampusnacht is a second Halloween. There are Krampus parades in Chicago, elaborate costumes, fire eaters, music, and general merriment. It's another night to celebrate, albeit much darker. Lots of freaky fucking costumes, and I encourage you to check those out. One person in this chat I've actually been to a Krampus celebration with, and that was a fun time. We all had big horns and shit. It was a good time. Chicago's celebration is no different, and tonight our vampires get to see, besides the Christmas lights that are hanging around everywhere, mortals in costume, fur, goat horns, all over town. It's as if demons have been set loose, which seems to match the tension rising in the air. The prince still wants answers, and Reese, the mysterious vampire that embraced Mercy and brought her into all this, is out there. Tonight, on Krampusnacht, Mercy finally gets a chance to literally meet her maker.
Dun 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 dun.
So excited.
So excited!
The look right there.
Oh! Alright,
It's
so
gonna be great.
it's gonna be great. That's not gonna be terrifying at all, I promise.
It's fine. I'm
Okay.
fine. I won't
So-
blink. It's fine. I'm good.
Yes,
I,
man, just
I
like that.
really approve of your background, Matt. That is beautiful.
That's
And
fitting.
yes, it was fabulous. So we're in the midst of a bit of a situation as things go. Although, just getting things square and by the numbers, a week has passed and things have happened. Conversations have happened. I would like each vampire present in tonight's game, so 6, you're clear for now, to make a rouse check to wake up for the evening, to see where your hunger is going to sit at.
Yay.
Yeah, you're safe, Maggie. So, Mercy, your hunger increases by 1. Roland, you're good, and I'll ask you about stuff later. And James Kessler is mastering the beast tonight. It ain't got shit on you. So, Mercy, alone, if I'm reading this right. Yes, I am. Increase your hunger by 1. James, you took a beating. No, not James. I'm sorry. Roland, you took a beating last time. I assume you've been starting to work on healing that over the course of the week.
Yes, I've been using my herd to...
Okay. So, because you have a herd and you have followers and social media acolytes and weird shit like that, I'm not going to require any rouse checks to feed because a week has passed. You would have had time to replenish the hunger that was there already. So you will begin tonight at full health, your health tracker empty, at 1 hunger because you passed tonight's rouse check.
Cool. Yay!
So with the bookkeeping part of bullshit out of the way, shit's been going on in Chicago.
No shit.
Specifically, Roland and Maggie, I believe you had things to talk about besides the fact tonight is the night. It is Krampusnacht, and you know where your mark is going to be. You know where Reese is going to be. So, how you get to go see him, that's up to you. You're going to call each other together, talk about the shit that you have found out over the course of the week, so everyone knows. Are you going to keep it secret? How are we doing this? Vampires?
This is Maggie's game.
You're just playing it?
I'm her doubles partner at this point.
Ooh. Okay. Well then, Matt, it's on you. How is Magdalena assembling the Avengers and
Like
disseminating the information?
Avengers.
Hold up. Does that make me Iron Man?
No, you are not Iron Man.
It's very...
I'm the tech.
You're Hawkeye.
I'm the tech. Let's be clear. The one without powers is the ghoul.
Yes, but she's very effective, so she gets to be
And she
better
has
than you.
fantastic aim. We've established this.
Well, first things first, Maggie will, because she is growing more and more tired these nights of dealing with technology and things, she has enlisted a bit more help, you could say. So she's going to call Will in.
So we're moving to Nova right out the gate. Let me get us there.
That is where I always begin.
Of course.
So Maggie will first, she'll awake in her room and make her way out to one of the conference rooms, as she often does.
Okay.
And
is Mercy still staying there?
Yes.
Okay. So.
And she'll call for Will to come in and just say, please, when you get a moment, Will, I know you're busy with security and whatnot, but if you could gather everyone and let Miss Mercy know that we'll be meeting in here for the evening. There's something rather important that we need to discuss going forward.
Some shockingly good points there. So, very easy, quick communications. Everybody who does not currently reside at Club Nova gets texts to meet everyone there. And those, speaking of those noises right there, those who do not quickly respond to the texts, I'm looking at you, James, would actually get a phone call. So just for bookkeeping's sake, is there anybody who is not going to make their way to Club Nova?
What does the message say exactly?
What would the priority be, Maggie? What would how high a priority would it be for everybody to be there? What kind of urgency would Will have been instructed to do?
Will would have been instructed to convey a serious potential threat that is yet unknown, that new information has provided.
It would be very similar to that then. Talks of threat, talks of new information on said threat, but no specifics. Over open channels that could be intercepted. Kitty. Free cat.
Meow.
Free cat on Twitch. So,
Meow, meow.
Free cats on Twitch, guys.
yes.
Yeah, okay, so I get the message, and this is something that I'm concerned about as well. So I make my way over to Nova.
Okay.
I mumble some excuse to
Excuse
people I work with.
yourself.
and I leave. Actually, no. I go up to them and I say, "This is gonna be stupid."
Fucking
No,
go for it.
no. I go up to them and say, "I have to take off for the night. Something came up."
They're pretty sympathetic, but they go, "Oh shit, man, you okay? Everything good?"
Yeah, everything is fine. And then I walk off at the mumble that.
You need to get one of those. Okay, okay. So, Bill, I'm gonna need you over on this side, and they just go around managing how that shit's gonna work out. A whole lot of not your problem. It isn't terribly long before the word is out, and everybody just converges on Nova. So, in a rather quick fashion, compared to how we usually do it, we're all together in Nova.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being prompt with your arrivals. I really hate being the bearer of bad news, and I don't like painting the city in such a wonderful light, but as it were, there is more that we should consider moving forward.
Or
Like what?
Roland, do you have the image with you?
I do. Roland pulls out his laptop and spins it around, and there is a blurry image of a large brown creature. Everything else around it makes it appear to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 to 9 feet tall.
So, how familiar are any of you with, and mercy this excludes you, with werewolves, lycanthropes, Garou, as they are known?
I raise my eyebrows slightly.
How big of a problem are they here?
Well, here's the bit of good news. It would appear that they have some sort of fascination with the Pentex Corporation, the company that Ballard had partnered with for the energy plant that they were working on, and that is likely in concert with Mercy's sire, what attacked the plant causing the explosion. So, there's a fair assumption that at this bar that we're going to pick up our friend this evening, Mercy Sire, it's not
My
entirely
eyebrows raised
it's
again.
not entirely out of the realm of possibility that there will be some it's unlikely, certainly, but it's possible.
Are you saying that the werewolves were working with Mercy,
It would appear
sire.
so. At least from these images here. We have confirmed that Mercy's sire, this... I forget his name. He's not important enough. Reese, I believe, something of that nature. We have confirmation that he was, in fact, one of the creatures that attacked and caused an explosion. But with this newly found information via Roland, it's evident that there was at least also the presence of lycanthropes there, in which case, logically, they could be working together.
This wasn't necessarily taken at this particular power plant. Let's be clear. These stories that they have been attacking the Pentex Corporation have been following them. So it is likely safe to assume that if they are not here, they will be shortly. I want to be fairly clear about all of this. So,
What kind of risk do they pose?
high,
A very big one.
death, walking death.
That's a pretty fair assumption, actually. Especially for one as young as you, Mercy.
Right. And what do we do to protect ourselves?
Run.
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 You're
I'm good with
fast.
that.
Use that to your advantage.
Right. Am I faster than the typical werewolf? Right.
You
Okay,
want a
don't
race?
answer. Never mind. I don't want any more. I don't want any
Well,
more answers.
to be fair, you only need to be faster than the slowest one of us. So
Yeah.
I love these moments.
And unfortunately, that would be me. And I'm not even a vampire.
So, you know.
I'm faster than you, I guess.
Mm,
Cool.
I told you, Six, that I would keep you safe. So I'll be
I'm
distracted.
aware.
Should it come to that. Please use the shotgun at your whim. Should it come to that.
Mm.
I think I can take a couple of hits. But even
Oh,
I have
if
my...
I was gonna be using that shotgun, it wouldn't be on them.
Well, with that little bit of messiness out of the way, we do have the joys of preparing for acquiring this Reese fellow. So, if there's anything that we need that I can provide,
Is Z being punished?
for now,
I snarl.
our primary directive is to capture. The prince
So-
asked to see him and bring him before him, and I
So
also
zip ties and mousetraps.
and wooden stakes if you have them.
My mouth kind of twists as you say that. I'm very not pleased at what you're saying.
Who? Roland or Maggie?
Are
Probably.
the stories about stakes true?
That hasn't
Oh,
actually
yes.
come up yet.
So that's a fair point. If you were to drive a wooden stake through your heart, you would enter a state known as torpor, which is essentially a deep slumber of paralysis, where you are somewhat... Have you ever had sleep paralysis? It's a bit like that. You're aware, but you can't move. You can't do anything.
Like being locked in. That sounds awful.
It's not fun.
Speaking from experience?
So, with collecting this priest fellow, there is anything
And
that
everyone
we
notices that, by the
should
way.
acquire. I believe that it would be beneficial for us to make haste, as this evening, I feel, could become a long one. Six, is there anything that you can think of that we would need to stop by the location for?
Anything that we would need
Yes.
to corner this guy?
Specifically, anything that you require, armor, weapons. Again, we're
bullets.
trying non-lethal, but unfortunately, my supply of silver bullets is still on back order. Lots of shipping issues.
Kind
I
of
mean, we
silver. Just silver?
Silver.
sure.
The more
Mercy
pure,
seems
the
to take a
better.
note of that. Like, there's just a very quiet moment where it's very obvious that she's planning something with that new information.
There's also a well, without going into too much detail, I have received word directly from the prince. Some things that I need to do, but preferably once we acquire this person, we may be meeting directly with the prince. So be aware that that's a possibility.
Yay.
Sorry to ask another question that seems a bit random. Can you arm your weapons for vampire?
Oh, yes.
What does that look
Absolutely.
like? I don't mean to ask questions to make anybody uncomfortable.
You're wanting to know if regular weapons can be altered
Do you
against?
load a certain bullet for a vampire? I mean, given the wooden stake, I imagine a wooden bullet could.
Yes.
But is there anything else?
Fire.
Fire. Yeah.
You may not have been afraid of it before, but I guarantee you, the first time you see it after you've awoken, you're gonna lose your mind.
You do remember a bit of this unnerving, like almost this low wailing sound, kind of in the same way that, like when a cat's afraid, like a big fucking cat. You heard that in the back of your head when you were watching Eugene Mark's place catch on fucking fire. The sight of flames was not comfy, but you were far enough away from it. You were in a vehicle. You didn't quite feel overcome, but you felt something. And when he says that, you realize that connection there a little bit. That could have been a lot bigger. It probably could have been a lot worse.
Got it. Thank you.
Let's just say, your next birthday cake won't have as many candles on it, I guess. If any.
No more than last year for sure. Thank you. I was just curious.
Well, okay. The discussion is had. What are
It's
we
been,
doing, vampires?
It's been a long week. Many things have been discussed.
It'll please you to know, James, that I purchased the holsters for my handguns.
Roll my eyes.
The laughing is not in character. I saw the eye roll before tap.
Which is like,
James. If it helps, James, I took her out to the range for a bit.
good. Hopefully she doesn't get us or herself killed.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Last time that was my
Your best isn't good
danger.
enough.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind.
I'll aim for your best then.
Oh, speaking of that, James, are you willing to teach me?
I walk out of the room.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Oh, Monday? All right. Monday? All right. Meet you at 5?
I just see two vampires at night in like an empty like gun shooting range. One has the arm around the other, and and it is me and you. There's a montage of them shooting.
Are you sure they're not in like a laser tag arena?
Could be.
I'm just at the range. He's shooting the target. I'm fantasizing my brain like how soon I can shove the gun into his head.
Fantastic.
I just want to learn.
Love me.
No. Let's be clear. He wants to learn.
Okay, so vampires, what are we doing?
Trying to get James to
fantasizing about this silver idea.
Trying to get James to teach me tactics.
It's not likely that you have enough silver to arm us for the occasion, unfortunately. I will provide you all with a little bit of knowledge that I have, and that I believe it was in the 1990s here, before my time in the city. Around the last time that the prince changed, I believe there was a war in which the Anarchs and the Lycanthropes did organize together to try and attack the camp.
Pause. This time it wasn't the Anarchs. It was actually the Sabbat.
Oh, yes.
It was bad.
Dun, dun, dun.
It was
My
bad.
bit of information, it was
No, it's
Maggie
cool.
knew that.
Maggie did know
forgot.
that. Maggie did know that. People on both the Cam and the Anarchs got hit.
Makes no sense.
Enemy of my enemy, huh?
Yes.
Except the Sabbat are worse. But anyway, go on.
It can be. Just that it's troubling to me that we're seeing a resurgence of Sabbat and the potential of whether you did point out that picture wasn't necessarily taken at this Pintex Corporation here in Chicago, but the fact that the company that seems to be bringing with it these sorts of attacks, it's concerning to say the least.
Yes.
That Chicago may be in for some rougher nights ahead.
What I pointed out was several Pentex sites have been blown up under mysterious circumstances. So many so to not be coincidental. And then this image appears, which Maggie thinks is a werewolf, where, most of the sites were saying Bigfoot, so we'll see.
Was it that we came up with? It said Bigfoot strikes back.
Yeah, Bigfoot taking its land back, yeah.
It's very much one of those crazy conspiracy theory, Weekly World News shit.
Let's hope that Bigfoot is real. Unfortunately, I know that the others are. My former prince tangled with him. It's quite the story. Nevertheless, I believe that we should probably be on our way.
I'm outside next to the car waiting.
All right, everybody gets.
What? Real quick, because
Okay.
I think this will be fun.
Okay, hit me.
So there's a certain ghoul that hangs out by the cars. 'cause
Oh,
that's kind of what he
Stevens! We're
does.
talking about Stevens.
So what would Kessler and Stibbins be up to while they're out there waiting?
Nothing.
So
Nothing. I will ignore him unless he did approach me in some manner.
he would have been out
would-
standing by the car, and he is the archetype you would notice immediately at looking at this fuck would be a Renfield, right? He is an Ichabod Crane looking motherfucker. He is kind of emaciated, he's gaunt, he's very thin, he's got greasy hair that's not quite to his shoulders, but is sort of unkempt. And he's got his bad little accent and everything. And as you approach the car and he stands by it, he's like, "Oh, hello," and he waves his little paws at you.
I turn around and go over to the nearest wall away from him and wait.
He just goes, "Oh, right," and just doesn't even attempt anymore. He just stops. He just quits.
So good.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad for him.
Don't.
No one feel bad for him.
So
New ship.
new
came.
ship. Oh,
Stop shipping me with.
oh,
people.
Mr. Kessler. He's such a nice lad. Don't you think he's a nice lad? So
mysterious.
we all of our vampires and our driver pile into the car and get in. I assume, Maggie, you have the information for the place in which you are going, yes?
Yes, courtesy of the Baroness.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the information?
The information.
Information is provided to Six, whom
Mhm.
I assume is driving because Maggie ain't.
Mm-hmm.
And no one
Yeah.
else is allowed to drive my cars. So
Stibbins sure isn't. Not after that
Just
one
like
time.
not
Just like-
after that last time. No.
Just like no one's allowed to play
Just
your
the
piano.
accident.
Yeah.
He gets to drive the garbage truck, and that is all.
Yeah, that's his life as a garbage truck. Anyways, Six, you
Don't feel bad for him. He deserves it.
you receive an address, Six. It's
He
not
was a
quite.
naughty boy.
It's not quite. Actually, it digs into East Chicago. You are getting well out of Cam territory and towards Anarch territory.
Okay.
So once again, Maggie's tolerance starts to go down. As you can feel the pour setting in.
It's a feeling.
You're receiving GPS coordinates for an address for a bar that is just titled the Shakedown. Looks like it's in an old, definitely like mid to lower part of Chicago. It's just on some fucking random streets in the middle of nowhere. But doing the car ride. Is there any pre-prep as we drive, or are we just getting straight there, skipping past it?
Making sure everything's loaded, making sure that my phone's ready.
Good question.
I have my standard affairs on me.
Let's go over that shit because it seems to be what people are concerned about. What equipment is everybody bringing? We're just going to start from left to right on my screen, which starts with 6. What you bringing?
Well, besides the shotgun.
The shotgun.
The shotgun.
Mm.
Also bringing Kevlar vest.
Mm.
Probably my Beretta. And a hunting knife.
That's fair. Okay. So, next up, Maggie, you just said the standard affair.
Mm-hmm.
I've played with you long enough to know exactly what that is, and you know that's actually good enough for me.
I like it. I will say that I do still have my my certain incendiary grenade that I didn't get to use last time, just in case.
Just in case. Just in case. All right, so continuing to the right, Mercy, newly trained in stuff. What equipment, if any, don't necessarily need to, are you bringing? Just for the sake of me and the sake of the audience to know what is the mood going into this place.
She does have two weapons on her. One pistol tucked under her jacket in the little side carry,
Mm-hmm.
and much like a very lame police or FBI person, she's got under her loose-fitting pants. She's got one under her ankle, just in case.
Okay.
She's very much taking her cues from television.
James head shake.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But she does, because of Maggie, have a wardrobe where she can actually pull this off without looking too much too obvious to the casual eye.
There's something to be said over style over substance. There really is. So
I prove as a toreador.
going to the entire other side of the equation, James. The huge.
No, ever since the encounter that we had last time, I have changed my bag. So I will send that to you, but I'll read up the things I always carry. So
Okay.
I always carry my K-bar and my 1911.
Okay.
I have opted to swap out my a handful of my clips with tracer rounds.
Okay. as I adjust.
Not
my
exactly
volume.
incendiary rounds, but they're tracer rounds, so it's a little bit different.
There's
I
a
don't
little
really
bit
do-
of extra spark to it.
Yeah, we don't. They don't really make incendiary rounds in 45. So
Nah.
everything else is still there. My packet of wooden skewers, needle nose pliers, wire cutters, bolt cutters, 3 bottles of water, the yellow pages.
You
4
do
glass
not have a
shells,
yellow
duct tape.
pages unless you have gotten a new one, because
Yeah, I
you
got a
set
new
that
one.
shit on fire.
I did set on fire. Duct tape, yellow rubber gloves, and the nitro gloves. I also added in 2 bottles of Everclear and some coarse worn rags that I had as well.
Molotov cocktail.
Yeah. I also decided to. I don't have any access to getting an incendiary grenade because that's. That's like military level shit. I don't have access to right now. So.
I might want to talk to
Would
Maggie
you-
about
would you-
that shit.
Yeah.
Would you like access to it?
No. It's not. It's
He
not
doesn't do the
necessary.
talking thing very much.
We can bond. I can
Yeah.
get you
God.
that.
Oh God.
Speaking of
Um,
bonding,
But I do. There's one more thing that I do want to carry specifically, and
Okay.
that is a. It is there's a cylindrical add-on you can add on to a drill, which I also have.
okay.
It has like
That's fair.
on the bit it has teeth.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
Okay.
for like drilling holes into walls.
Like a coring bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
No.
So, moving down to the end of the line.
I don't like the sound
Also,
of that.
I do wanna make sure you have like a backpack for this to carry all this equipment, right?
Yeah, this is in my my duffel bag that
Okay.
I carry.
Okay. So it's in a bag.
Yes.
Okay. Roland, last in line. Yeah. The Skyrim character with just like things sticking out of his pockets.
Yeah.
Roland, what you got, bro?
I got in my backpack. I have rope. I have my laptop, a backup phone, and I'm carrying two guns on me.
Mm-hmm.
One on my hip and one in my jacket.
Okay. It's fair. All right. Inventory incomplete. We move in further into the East Chicago area until you finally get to the GPS coordinates of what looks like the outside of a place called the Shakedown. Very, very like low-end bar, middle of nowhere. It's early in the night for vampires. There are people out, and there is noticeably more of a Krampus-esque presence here. Where there's like people laughing, you going through the city, you do see people like walking around in costume, big like, actually kind of similar to the photos that Roland had shown you before. People in big like hairy costumes with big fucking horns sticking up. Once or twice you did see people doing fire breathing. Again, in a car, it doesn't affect you, but Mercy feels that tingle just for a second. Oh fuck. That thing. One of the 2 things that can kill me. But you arrive outside of a junky old bar that has 2 cars and a motorcycle parked in the lot.
They did say his whole crew would be here. Did they like to get together here?
I'd like to Magdalena. Are we expecting them to be hostile?
Well, we're tasked with bringing this Reese character in, and I doubt that they're going to willingly come with us, though I'm going to try. But he's kind of, a rogue anarch, so...
Would the bond
Sounds
affect
dangerous.
him in any of the ways it's expected to affect me?
No, other than he will have potentially more influence over you.
Okay.
that's the only way it could benefit him. Should the issues arise and
That's
we need
unfortunate.
your complete focus, you may find yourself unable to give it.
Right. Okay. Is there any benefit to distance?
No, I don't believe so. I think that actually with you being there, it might provide him a bit of reason to stay around and speak with us. So potentially you could be a good way for us to get in the door at the very least.
Right.
How do we want to play this?
Peacefully at first.
I mean, literally how?
Would you like step by step?
No, I want at least a rough plan.
Okay, well, the rough plan is we're going to get into the door, surround ourselves with potential enemies. I'm going to ask him nicely to come with me.
He will
To meet the
politely
prince.
decline, and then we're gonna beat his
He will
face.
politely decline.
All right, fantastic.
I
I'll do my
will
best to convince him.
potentially be
Just getting stuff
throwing-
ready because I'm feeling a mood.
I should have bought.
There are many potential ways that this could go. None of them really are good for any of us. The best thing that we could do is hope that my fallback plan isn't necessary. By the way, my fallback plan before we get out of the car is I'm going to say fuck it, and I'm going to hold up an incendiary grenade and light the bar on fire. So
That would be a thing.
Well, we could always C4 the building and then pick him out of the pieces.
I mean,
that is potentially an option, though that is potentially masquerade bridging as well. So a bar fire.
It's in a
versus
building.
bar
I'm sure we could
explosion.
spin it as it's structurally unsafe.
Or you could just, I don't know, grab a pool stick, snap it in half, and use that as a stake. Voila.
Oh, I have stakes already.
Oh, okay. That works too.
Does anyone need one? I have 3 on me.
No, I don't have one.
I'll take one.
You'll take one? Okay. And Magdalena will pull up her dress a little bit, revealing a garter with 3 stakes on it, and pull one out and hand it to Mr. Kessler.
That is the bitch that we're dealing with.
Of course.
I have no doubt that was where they were when.
Yeah,
when they were-
none whatsoever.
Yep.
It's really easy to get to them, actually. People often get distracted.
I have ideas.
Oh no.
All right, vampires, how we doing this?
Would
Well,
We're all
let's
still in the
see.
car as we speak. There doesn't
Like,
seem to
would
be
you
any
guys have
movement
a
from the
place?
bar yet.
I don't want to park too far away because we're potentially going to be making a hasty getaway, but I also don't want to park too close. So somewhere in between there, 6 would be lovely.
Would it be best if I went in first?
No, we'll be going in
No,
together.
that would be really bad.
That could be
So-
potentially really bad, yes.
Why don't you stay in the car and not get in trouble?
I don't want her to stay in the car. I think that she should come
She's
with
a
us.
liability in there, mistress, and you know it.
I agree with you to a point, Mr. Kessler. However, I also feel that one of the easiest ways that we're going to be able to talk to this gentleman is to catch him off guard with her.
And what if he ensnares her and traps her mind, commands her to do his bidding? He is her sire.
That's true,
You know
but
how
I'm pretty
these
sure
things
that
work.
you can't entrap someone's mind while you're in torpor, and I intend to, if he attempts that, put him in there. So, do you doubt my abilities to do so?
No, I doubt hers. Your show. You run it the way you want.
Mercy's visibly biting her tongue.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Kessler, if she becomes a liability because she is my progeny, I give you permission to restrain her non-lethally in any way that you see fit. Mercy, it's for your own good. I apologize.
I turned to look at Mercy, kind of just like appraising her. None.
Again, very much just biting her tongue. She's already pissed this guy off once. She's not going to say anything here. But there's
Right.
clearly behind her eyes lots of commentary.
There is more than just Mercy doing the commentary, because you spent some time, Mercy, with your Primogen. You've learned a lot about Clan Bruja.
Mhm.
You learned a lot about how they're rebels and they don't like authority. And when they get told to do something they don't like, rebelling is the first thing. And there's a whole lot of fuck this shit you're hearing in your head. And how the Bruja in modern day are like the basically the rundown of like punk rock, which kind of explains the bar where you're at. So you're having a lot of that sentiment coming out of the back of your head as this goes on.
Yeah, you guys are rebels, disaffected youth, the Utes, as they call them, the Utes.
Oh, you
The
young
Utes. Then
always
can you describe-
rebelling against your elders.
Can you describe the Utes?
Well, mostly they're about 15 years younger than anybody else.
All right.
What y'all doing?
Has Six found a suitable place for us to park?
Let's say yes. Let's say
Yeah.
yes.
Probably very conspicuous high-end
Yeah.
SUV.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure the alarm is on.
Of course.
Not that it would really matter around here, but still.
I just want to come
Well,
out.
if anybody
There
takes
was
it,
a
I've got a
firefight.
couple tracking devices on it as well.
Yeah,
Much
right.
appreciated, dear. Maggie will hop out of the vehicle, waiting for Mercy to bring her with her in tow.
Okay. People
Sorry.
getting out of the car, heading
Yes.
towards the bar.
I need that vest.
A lot of a lot of tension in the air, and this is potentially quite a big moment for Mercy. A lot of questions that need to be answered. It's not late. I really want to go. Yeah, this is where we take a break, but no, it's too early for that shit. This is too much.
Daddy, Daddy, do you love me, Daddy?
Daddy.
Yeah.
That sounds
As,
so
um,
different when you
Vamp
say it.
Daddy is real weird. There's a whole culture behind it you don't know.
Yeah.
Uh, speaking of that, since you
You're
guys are approaching a punk bar, as you go towards it,
I will say, as we get out of the car, I will kind of pull Mercy aside.
okay, I will go into this a little bit because the daddy joke is made. Because it's Twitch, and because there's only so much royalty-free shit that I can use on Twitch, as you approach the bar, there is in
Sex
fact
Pistols?
music playing.
Sex Pistols.
Very quiet. It's kind of low. It's definitely of the punky variety, and this is the best way I could come up with. So, there's music playing as you're right outside. But you pull her aside. What do you do?
What is this? I'm just thinking in my head. It's like, what is this fucking noise?
Mercy, the
Pretty good music,
meeting
actually.
of one's sire for the first time can be a stressful experience, to say the least. Especially one made under the circumstances that you were. If there's anything that you need, or any advice, or any questions that you have, I'm here right now.
I have so many questions, but also none of them seem important in this moment. I don't know. I think we should just go in and see what happens. I can't even begin to express the words and concerns I've had this whole week.
Just try and remember that despite that feeling that you'll have in the back of your head, you are your own person. You are not this person. You are not an extension of this person. Just because they made you doesn't mean they have anything to do with who you are.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, they abandoned you. Fuck them.
I mean, if you insist.
Don't fuck him. You won't like it.
Right. No, I can't even put words together in reference to the stress that I felt this week, but I'd rather just go and get this over with and rip the band-aid off, as it were.
Well, and if all else fails, just remember that you're my child, not his. Legally, anyway.
Thank you, Maggie.
And we will proceed.
You go in. So, speaking of ripping...
How do we enter?
Ripping the band-aid off.
Like,
How do you
like
enter?
a boss.
Just like, boom, bust the doors open, walk in. Doesn't look like it's very big inside. From the outside. So if you guys just roll in, you just roll in. And that's fine.
Well, clearly, James will not allow Mercy to be the first to the door, so I imagine there's some sort of order here.
Alright, we're doing marching order like D&D. Who's in the front?
I'm gonna walk up,
I
but I'm
assume-
also activating some disciplines.
You
So
gotta
there's
tell
that.
me all of them.
I
You gotta
was gonna
that's
assume
not
Maggie
secret.
was first.
That's not secret. Say them out loud. What are you activating before we walk into this shit?
First and foremost, I'm going to activate. Well, I'm gonna activate 2 if I've got time.
They take like a minute, like a second.
Okay. I'm gonna activate both toughness and defy Bane.
And that means
just in case.
rouse checks for those if you need them.
And each one of them is a rouse check. So there's 1. Fuck.
1 goes up. Hunger is up to 2.
Fuck me.
You're
Okay.
up to 3 hunger. Fun. James, what you activating?
Sense the Unseen.
That is free, so you got it.
I'm activating awe.
That's also free, so you got it.
Yep.
Okay. So, you open the door.
I'm ready to activate entrancement on him too, so let's go with that.
Fucking cool. Alright, so...
Before we go in, I'm gonna hang to the back.
You're what now?
I'm hanging towards the back.
Hanging towards the back. Okay.
I assume Maggie's going in first.
Yep.
Really quickly, because I don't understand anything, are advantages passive?
Yep. I'll pass it.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay. So, you open the door. The inside of this fucking place looks about like you'd expect a punk bar to look. All over the place.
Fantastic.
What you see
Wow.
are...
Roland is happy.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely type of art scene. Definitely
Yeah,
a type
fantastic.
of art scene. As I pet my cat. You see
Is that a euphemism?
there are a couple of
Definitely
people
not that
who
euphemism.
are laying back on a couch. They look like they're unconscious. They're definitely still breathing. Most of you can sense that just at a glance in there. Some of them still have beer in their hands, which most of you would know. To actually get drunk on as a vampire, you have to feed on somebody who's drunk. So there are 3 drunk people passed out on a couch over there, and in the bar, you see, as I pull up these sheets here, you see 3 vampires, one of which Kisogo is very aware of, and one of his best buddies.
Oh no!
Awesome.
Oh no!
Looking
That
forward to that.
Didn't necessarily pop up for the chat, but it is. Oh, did I do that? Show to players. Did that work?
Yeah,
Yep.
this guy.
Your buddy Genghis
Yes.
is one of them.
This place is gonna burn to the ground.
The second one that you see, you've not seen before. Maggie has seen this person once. The individual is I have a picture to show as our cat decides to raise hell. It looks like in life he was definitely like a huge black dude, but the embrace has turned his skin kind of ashen. And he is a big motherfucker.
Oh, that guy.
Maggie will probably recognize him from the trial back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
I don't see.
You don't see him? I need to
No, I
fix
don't
that.
see him.
Oh, right. I gotta fix that because not everybody has permission. Edit. Change. All players. Super fast. Show to players. Boom.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't like him.
He's a big guy.
No.
They're both sitting
Yeah.
at the bar. And in the back, as I delete these real fast and pop up our thing again, you see the last person sitting at the bar, very clearly a leather jacket motherfucker. He's got spiked out blue hair. Definitely, without a question, is Reese. And now is the portion of the show where I'm going to make Kisogo absolutely hate me, because I'm going to fuck up your overlay, because shit is about to happen.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. If I can figure out how to
Ooh.
actually do this. Let me see if I can invite Reese to the call here.
What?
What?
What? What?
To the what now?
Oh yeah.
Excuse
me? Oh no. Oh no.
Surprise, motherfuckers!
French fries,
Oh
motherfuckers.
shit.
I don't think we can hear you yet.
Probably
Oh,
not.
Missouri.
There you
Reese
are.
There he is.
now.
Oh no.
It was nice knowing
Alright.
me.
As I adjust all the stuff here.
Let's do this and
Yeah. Adjusting all the stuff. Welcoming our fun new fucking guest here.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello, everyone.
everybody
Hello.
who has not met this fantastic individual. Where's your nameplate that I've hidden for months now? There you are.
Hate it here.
Mayor.
I hate DM planning.
May or may not have been planning this for a great length of time. I'm shocked that none of you recognized his fucking music.
Oh, I did.
I
I did.
recognized it.
I was gonna
but you
say.
were like, oh, there's only so much copyright-free punk music I could play.
It was a very weak cover, and I'm ashamed of you.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
What's up, dude?
Apparently a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody playing the role of Reese in Mercy's Sire. Inner punkness.
Man, I can't wait to kill you.
Hate it.
Cannot wait.
James, I believe you have a different
so
target.
excited it's somebody I know.
James, I believe you have a different target.
Oh, I have that one too, but he gets a special one later.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say you were given a specific target, not me.
It's
I'll
true.
deal with you later.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
So, appropriate intro to the Christmas song. Mercy, you see, is blue-haired motherfucker that is apparently the vampire that made you way back yonder. And all three of these individuals, Reese and Genghis and the one that you don't know, turn to see you as you enter. Hijinks ensues. How does this shit go?
I turn and immediately go, Maggie, you finally made it. Holy shit, I've been waiting for you. Holy shit. Guys,
That was not
Maggie's
the first
here.
impression.
What?
Maggie
was
is
not-
here.
That is not the first impression I expected to come with this.
We know, Reese. We know. Unless says Genghis.
I apologize, Maggie. I'm a big fan. I've been, drinking off some of these guys over here. But anyways, you need better security. Just hands down.
I couldn't agree more.
Some other people have been doing
met.
downtimes too.
I don't know if you know this, Maggie, but we've actually met before.
I don't think you're important enough for me to remember, but go on.
Exactly.
Remind me.
Exactly. I bumped into you into your bar one time, and I pickpocketed your Nokia brick and copied your SIM. By the way, I hope everyone at home's doing okay. And you're old as fuck, man. You're old as fuck. Also, tell Giovanni I said hello. I'm hoping I'm saying that name correctly.
You are. That's right.
Okay. All right.
He's going to love to meet you.
Oh, I'm sure. I can't. I'm ecstatic. I can't wait.
Oh, I'll make proper introductions, alright?
Yes, Six. I do believe that we should get that word out to him.
This
as
is
soon as
rude. This is so
possible.
rude of me, by the way. This is so rude. Would you like a drink? By chance?
You know, I could use something. I am a bit peckish. I assume
there's-
that you
there's a
know
couple blokes
exactly
over on
what
the
I like.
couch. Go right ahead. You know.
Well, were they playing at the on stage earlier?
Maybe. I mean, I don't really remember that well, but sure,
without
yeah, they're playing something.
actually needing to, one of them that is passed out does have a big goofy guitar laying near him. Looks like it belongs to him. So,
Man, does it have like stormtrooper eyes?
might. Yeah, might.
Well,
Yeah,
I
what-
do
what-
appreciate the offer, but I'm a bit busy this evening.
Okay. First off, I know you're busy, but it's kind of rude to refuse a drink, you know.
I would agree. Normally, when you're amongst friends.
I mean,
Just
are we fighting? I don't see us
slowly
fighting.
getting more and more angry.
Pause here, right now. How's Mercy doing? Because I'm looking at this shit and I can't not comment on this. What is Mercy going through right now?
Yeah, so Mercy's watching this go down like, oh my god, this asshole made me? Like,
Right?
what is happening? Like, this goofy, like, rude, immature, like, dick is over here like, oh, you suck, and I'm better than you, and look how good I am. And she's just like, oh my god. Oh my god. But he's so handsome.
He's an alpha dog.
Man, we have the same leather jacket. Like, wow. Yeah, but she, no, there's very, in all seriously, there's just very much like this guy, like this guy. Cause you know we're talking about sunshiny, like happy, peppy. Everything could be worse, but nothing is, cause everything is fabulous. Mercy was turned by like this asshole. And she's got like some sort of like technically some sort of allegiance owed to this guy, and this is the asshole who was like, man, I don't need to stick with her, she's fine, she got this. And like she almost died because of this guy. Like this guy.
Mercy is potentially horrifyingly looking at the face of the Bruja clan. Isn't that neat?
Hi.
Thanks for pointing that out. No, this just makes it all worse.
As I adjust the overlay just a smidge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think at this point there are like a few angry step forwards because she feels really very much for Maggie, who is really out of touch with technology. And this guy's just like, I'm better than you, I'm amazing. And she's like, you couldn't even step your ass out long enough to be like, hey, you're a vampire now, don't get killed, before he disappeared. And then he's gonna trash Maggie, this woman who came out of nowhere and was like, yeah, I'll make sure you don't die and protect you for the rest of your very long life until you can protect yourself. And he's gonna sit here and like shit talk her? No, she's pissed. And she takes a couple of very like forceful, angry steps forward before she
Hey, you're
Put my hand
that
on
girl
her
that was
wrist and hold her
speaking.
back.
You're that girl that was speaking. Yeah, I remember you.
I hope
Yeah.
fucking you remember me.
Yeah, a security guard shot you. Do you not remember that?
No, I just remember waking up absolutely.
Oh, okay. Don't get a little angry just yet. I mean, you need to calm down just for a little bit. You just got here. We're having a good time. We're having a good time here.
Are
You
we?
just got
Are we
here.
having a good
Genghis
time?
is like,
that
yeah, we're
right?
having a
having a
good
good
time.
I'm having a good time. They're having a good time.
You don't
guys
sound like
came
you're having
in.
a good time.
I-
Sounds
I-
like you're
I-
being antagonistic, sir.
How am I being antagonistic? I'm just
Oh,
helping you guys.
No.
There's reasons why I
believe
have
me.
to keep an eye
Oh,
on
there
you
are
guys.
so many things I would like you to help me with.
Oh,
right
believe
now.
me.
Well,
Reese. I'm
well,
sorry. Your name is Reese.
that's a
I
thing.
believe you
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
We're not introduced. Your name
And-
is Reese.
No. We're introduced. You're Roland. You're Roland.
I am. But
Yeah.
you are Reese.
You're
yes?
supposed to be Maggie's tech guy, right?
No. Oh, let's be clear. I am nobody's tech guy.
Can I
but you
break
do
in?
help Maggie.
If you
Can I
want to
break
try,
I'm gonna use entrancement on him.
okay. So we're gonna have to go into how exactly that works, because that's an opposed test, if I remember correctly. Let me open
I
up
have
the
to
good
do
old
a.
book
I
here.
have to do a rouse check first. So.
Okay, so go ahead. If you're actually doing this, go ahead and do your rouse check. This is a
I'm hungry.
presence thing. You get hungrier. This the tension of getting hungry is rising in this place.
Yep.
So
Uh,
presence.
Charisma and presence versus composure and wits.
All right. So composure and wits for Reese, huh? All right, go ahead and make your roll, and I have Reese's character sheet right here.
Thank God, because I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Nope.
Fantastic.
Also, everybody meet Interpunkness. He's never played Vampire before.
I hate him. He's so good. He's doing great. I love it.
All right, so I make a roll of presence plus charisma plus presence plus composure.
Okay.
Wait, charisma and presence.
So it is. Let me look it up. This is what's this power name again? Entrancement. You make
Yeah.
charisma plus presence. Yeah, it's charisma plus
Look.
however many dots you have in presence. And you have.
Boom.
So that is a bunch
Oh,
of
shit.
successes. That is technically a crit. So that's 4, 5, 6, and 7. That is 7. See what he gets. 4. So your power works on Reese. What does this do? Blah, blah,
Okay,
blah. After
so-
succeeding the okay.
It's succeeding equal to the presence rating on any social dice pool.
So basically, Reese, immediately you do not want to, even if the urge would raise in you naturally, Reese does. No, that's beautiful background, Maggie. It's just suiting. For
Just
this.
Maggie's internal feelings right now.
Mercy's feeling it with
You would
Maggie.
not feel any urge to punch Roland in the face right now. You would not want to take physical actions against him.
Oh, that's. I mean,
And that's
okay.
basically it. I don't know if you
It's-
would have in the first place, but our
No.
vampire has
It's-
made insurance here. Let's just say.
Yeah, you're trying to. You want me to like you, is the way it works.
Yep.
Got you.
You might be a little less antagonistic, but you're fucking Reese too. So how's that?
Yeah. No, you just want me to like you. That's literally it. It's
Okay. I can do that.
okay. Fantastic. No. Let's be clear about some things. I'm not Maggie's tech guy. I am a tech guy.
Oh yeah.
But if she doesn't want my help, that's a whole other thing. But I think you need to have a conversation with probably Maggie, and we can come to some sort of arrangement that doesn't involve us having to fight.
An arrangement. Yes. An arrangement's a good idea. I like that idea. You have wise decisions here.
I should listen to you
But-
more often.
But
See-
see, here's the problem with an arrangement.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you guys are working with Anita, and
No.
because she
No.
might have warned me, and
No.
also tapping your phones and all that. So while an arrangement is good, I do know that Prince Jackson doesn't really like me. Don't want to report to him. It's not gonna.
You're not reporting to him. We need to have a conversation. that
Who's
involves him.
That involves him. Okay. Okay.
No one said anything about any kind of violence.
Not in here. Not in here. This is a safe space.
About violence.
James?
Are you doing
No.
violence? Are you doing the violence thing again?
Yeah.
Mercy's feeling violence in her soul.
What is how is Mercy doing? Was somebody holding her back? Did I hear?
Yeah, I put my hand on her wrist to hold her from advancing. That's why I stepped forward. No,
Actually,
for
on
reference,
that,
you can just feel like the tension in every single bit of her
on that, actually, this is a very special situation. So, Mercy, I would also like you to make another rouse check right now to see how well you're keeping your cool.
No, thank you.
You're gonna do it. Let's see what happens. You're stuck with this. You're gonna have to do it.
I'm in pain.
But either way, nope. Your hunger goes up by 1. Just
Fantastic.
at the sheer sight of this smug asshole doing the things that he's doing.
All right.
So, imagining Reese punching himself in the face. That is a critical success.
I hope you regret wasting that
yes.
success.
That is a crit that you'll never
I
get
did
back.
it.
That's a crit you'll
Okay.
never get back.
Oh,
So-
God.
So I believe what we need is for you to come with us.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie, can we safely say that he won't have violence imbued upon his person?
If you
If-
willingly come with us now.
If he did indeed save her from being shot and dying,
One thing.
yes.
We're celebrating here tonight.
Oh,
Can
yes.
we do this like in a couple
Celebrating
hours or
what?
something? It's Krampusnacht.
It is Krampusnacht.
Really?
But let's
Yes.
Okay.
move.
Fucking vampire.
So we can safely say that he probably won't have violence attributed to him unless he does something to warrant it.
I'm not here to warrant violence.
For now.
I'm not trying to be violent.
Okay, so then can you come with us and there will be no violence?
In a couple hours. After we're done celebrating.
The big one that
You
hasn't
guys are
spoken
welcome
yet
to join us.
looks over, kind of gives one of those like chin nods, like, "We're busy for a bit."
Oh, you don't seem busy. You seem like you're just standing around. I mean, you can
Right,
stand
right.
around anywhere.
We don't seem busy, but that's the point of it, right? That's the point of it. We're busy. And that's the end of it. We're busy.
You don't seem busy.
Okay.
You seem disinclined to acquiesce to my request.
You're requesting for me to walk away from a celebration, something that I do yearly. I'm sure you have traditions, don't you?
I slowly start unzipping my duffel bag.
Not really.
Okay,
We're vampires.
let me check something
don't-
here real fast.
Human traditions don't really affect
mean,
us.
I mean, you can't celebrate some kind of holiday.
Yeah, but it comes around next year. The problem is with unlife comes
See, this-
almost eternal life.
This is the thing. You're not celebrating it every year. You celebrate it once. How are you supposed to have fun with this?
You know, it's
You
like
gotta have
sometimes
to
when you
set-
step
you
out of
could
line,
celebrate-
there are consequences for your actions.
So you can celebrate
actions have I done?
tomorrow.
I reach into my duffel bag.
Okay.
That's
Um,
fantastic. I'm not stopping him.
I nudge the one guy that
okay.
came from Anita.
Are we doing this?
I'm keeping my eye on Genghis.
Yeah.
That's
Genghis
who he meant.
has
Yeah,
been.
that's the guy he's not.
To be clear, if it was ever unclear at the start of this, since James Kessler walked in the door, that man has been I fucking you.
Yeah,
Directly.
That's the person I've been looking at this entire time.
And you see him, leather jacket and all, his arm kind of like leans over the bar a little bit, so it's just barely hanging over the edge.
Yeah, yeah.
His hand is just out of frame.
I look at we're staring at each other, and I just smile slightly. My hand closes around the object that I'm going for, and I hold my hand up, and I slowly pull out the Everclear.
And you see
Maggie,
Genghis go from like excited to.
At Reese.
Okay, you're hucking at it.
Okay.
You're hucking Everclear.
He's pissing me off.
It's just a
Actually,
closed
no.
bottle of
Not at
Everclear.
Reese. Not at Reese.
Oh,
I'm
Genghis?
gonna throw it at Genghis. I'm gonna throw it at
Okay.
Genghis, yeah.
Give me a roll of. Look at this. We were just talking about how thrown weapons work in this. Because
Weird.
because firearms doesn't technically work. I'm gonna argue that it's technically a melee weapon. So give me like melee and dexterity,
Okay, I can do that.
and we'll see how he does. So
Maggie?
Genghis has to try and dodge. So a throw is happening. So that is one success there. Let's see how let's see what Genghis gets on this opposed roll here.
This is gonna be bad.
And that's there. Boop.
James, are you throwing it at him to kind of like
So
break the bottle at
you
him, or just
throw
bring
the
it at
bottle
him?
of Everclear at him.
I have an important question before you keep going. Does
Okay.
the bottle break?
Okay, so here's how this happens with the way the dice fell. Fucking James throws the bottle of Everclear right at Genghis. Genghis just grabs it instantly and like opens his mouth. Mercy and everybody else his nice big vampire teeth. He bites the top off the glass bottle, it breaks, and he starts drinking of it, and then does one of those like pro wrestler things where he goes and like it mists up in the air.
Yeah.
And the other guy who's sitting at the bar with the dreads is actually kind of like, all right. He doesn't seem to be like blowing up yet.
Tap
See,
Maggie.
your friend here
What are we
came to
doing?
party. Your friend came to party. Why can't you? Just
You
want
know
to have
what?
a good time too.
You know
You
what?
want who to-
Have
all
a
of
drink.
us?
There's
speak.
plenty to drink. We want to have a talk. We can have a talk here. If you like, you can tell your prince everything we say here, and then we don't need to die. How's that? That sounds pretty good, yeah?
I like that idea.
I believe
Do
it.
you like that idea?
The big guy just kind of he does one of those like he kind of shrugs. He doesn't
that's
look
a
like
great
there's
idea.
much talking going on with him. You've inspired me, so I'm going to do that too. And also, this has been building up for a long time, and I need this right now.
I need this right now.
Yeah, let's do that.
It is actually approaching 10:30. So before this blows up anymore, would this be a real shitty time to go to break? Would this be a real shitty time to go to break? Might be.
Great.
I mean,
I think we're gonna do it anyways. We're gonna hold off on this cliffhanger. I'm gonna do this right now.
Versus like, no.
Ugh. And we are going to go to break. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We're gonna go to the bathroom, get drinks, get water, all that fun stuff, and
Everyone
we'll be
else stay
back.
the same.
Everybody else should do the same, and we'll be back very soon. So, see you soon. Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Transitions playing.
Scorching hot
Scorching
fire.
hot mics are-
Come on.
I was waiting for someone to yell, "Wait, Bill Murray's in this flick?" or Dan Aykroyd's in this flick, or something like that.
All kinds of
Space
fun.
Jam.
I wasn't aware Willem Dafoe was here.
Well, you see. All right, we got bed music going on. We don't need necessarily more.
Hi, guys.
Maybe a little
music
bit.
for this.
Hi.
Hi, we're back. And
Hi.
we're at potentially a... What the fuck is this? No, we're not doing this. Give me
DEFCON
fucking...
5.
DEFCON
Nobody's
5.
died yet. Threats have
DEFCON.
been made.
Threats have been made.
Mm.
Last we left off, shit blew up. Go.
Somebody's
Not
about to
quite
hit the
blue.
nuke button.
Reese,
so-
I would.
yes.
It seems that you have many pointers on my security. Care to elaborate on any further weaknesses that you found?
So the only thing I really needed to pay attention to was the phone because of location and
That's fair.
ingoing and outgoing communications. Don't worry, I'll keep that all between us. But that's the only thing I really have as far as security goes. I haven't really, toyed around too much. Just be careful of your pockets, man. Be careful of your pockets.
Yeah, that's fair. That is the price that I pay for having them on all of my clothes, I suppose.
Yeah, a little bit.
Pockets on dresses
So-
is awesome.
Feel free. There's no reason to hide anything anymore. What correspondences have you gained access to that you feel that would hurt me?
Hurt you? Hurt
Sure.
you? Do you mean like internal or like external?
Both. Lay it all out.
Internal. Oh, let's just start with internal. I've been digging around trying to figure out what was going on with just about everything going on with Pentex and all the little things that I could figure out, and then trying. You know how the anarchs are. We try to dismantle it.
I
Because you old
understand
fucks are
completely.
trying to keep
We
a system in place.
We're horrible.
Absolutely.
I couldn't agree more. The
I'm glad
the
you agree. I'm glad you agree.
older ones are quite set in their ways. Not a lot of
apt to
turnover.
change. Right. They're not apt to change, and sometimes we need that change.
I
What is
couldn't
this?
agree more.
Sometimes when I
On
far
that-
be it me, but
On that, James, give me perception and wits. Please continue.
Perception and wits.
Yep.
but
Out of
Perception? You mean awareness?
Yes,
Or insight?
awareness.
Oh,
Awareness and wits. I'm sorry. I'm getting this and Dungeons and Dragons mixed up a little.
Your D&D speak.
It is. Yep.
give me one quick.
Nope.
I'm
No,
reading
he's
notes
good.
real quick.
He's
Feel
good.
free, yes.
I used it all on imagining.
Yeah, you
He
did.
could have
you
anything.
dumb-
He could have anything.
Out of
There's
curiosity-
like fan fiction going on in your head right now, James, of
Yes.
like you fighting Genghis, and it's the sauciest.
Saucy. So
Ooh,
saucy.
are they rolling around in oil? And
That could be.
out,
That could be.
Jello, I think.
out of curiosity, how far apart are the groups?
So
Yeah.
everybody
Staying
just
apart.
kind of walked into the bar and sort of like saw this shit and stopped. Roland is specifically holding on to Mercy's hand to make sure
Who
she
is
doesn't.
trained in all force forward towards him.
On like
yeah.
excitable dog on the leash that just wants to go, probably for
Okay,
all
so
the wrong reasons. So
How far between us at the front door and the bar?
I want to
Party at the
say there's like somewhere between 15 and 20 feet. Not a lot. It's a smallish bar.
I was gonna say it's a punk bar, so it can't be that
Pretty
big.
small. Yeah.
Floor shows and all that,
Uh huh.
Okay.
Seething fury.
Seething fury.
Okay. So
As Maggie's been talking to you, I'm gonna say that she's
Yeah.
begun to cross the bar slowly towards you.
Okay.
And
Slowly
I want
walking
you to-
toward.
Hands out, not in her pockets, not anywhere nearby.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
kind of slowly moving towards you.
okay. I start going on about how Pentex is a clean energy plant, and
Yeah,
they're
no, it's
kind of
not.
shady. Right. You guys know because you already
Okay.
know. You've probably already delved into that. But did you know that hold on. It's coming to me. It's coming to me.
Suffering.
You've been drinking. It's
Yeah,
all right.
Make it come faster.
I might have been a little bit inebriated when you guys came in because I was expecting this, but it's also Krampusnacht, so I'm still gonna have a good time.
We
That's-
just having a good time, man. As just straight on James, straight on James's Genghis.
So what all do you know about Pentex?
Oh no! You're good at this. Just keep.
I wasn't.
Keep
Well, hold
telling.
on. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Magdalena, who was addressing me and walking towards me. Calm your
Well,
shit.
now on the case of Pentex, I know some. I know
Okay.
that they're shady corporation. I know that they're
Right.
partnering with another Ventru that I guarantee you would all hate more than me. Isn't that right, Genghis?
Are you fucking kidding me? Of course we fucking hate that fuck.
Right.
Right. So
Well,
we're on
oh,
an even
that's
term.
right.
here.
Now, from a storyteller perspective, was your Cockney coming out a little more when exposed to his? Because I heard that as a player. Was it bringing out old Maggie a little bit?
You might be getting the pale lady here in a minute.
Oh shit.
Okay. So you're aware that they're shady business and everything, but do you know everything that they're doing?
Yes.
Everything.
I would like you to elaborate on what you know, if
All right.
you're amenable to the idea.
I will. You know what? If this guarantees me some kind of refuge, maybe. But I need that guarantee up front.
I'll tell
I
you
don't
what.
need it in writing,
Pause.
but
While that's happening, some shit's going on here. Mercy Grace, I just need you to
I got
roll
two
me
names.
your strength die. Just strength, no other dice. So, however many dice you have in strength, roll that. We'll see how many successes you do. Same with Roland. Just roll me strength.
Oh fuck! She wins.
Probably, but we're gonna be fair about it.
Does her rage give her any? Oh, fuck you.
Actually, yeah. You get +1 die.
Jeez.
But he rolled a 10. You got 1. He rolled a 10.
Yeah, he did. You fuck.
It's technically tied, which means I have to go and look at stats. Let's see who
He is a
has-
1 strength.
What's Mercy got? What's Mercy got? What's your
One.
strength?
2. Oh, 1.
It's tied. You don't have potency, so it maintains barely. Roland, you feel Mercy trying to pull away from you, and what you do with that is on you.
So what I said, if you didn't see, is she just shakes his wrist off, or shakes his hand off. She's not moving forward. She's just rebelling against the fucking hold. She's pissed.
All right. Yeah. I'll
Probably
type
because
in
you're being
what
treated
happens.
like a child right
Okay.
now.
No,
Okay.
Yeah, she is. She's pissed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So, Reese and Maggie, please continue.
So what I was saying about Pentex was I still need some kind of guarantee that I'm not going to. Death is, I mean, we're going to die eventually, right? Some of us not. I mean, look at you, Maggie. It's taken a while. But
Each
you
night
know,
could be the last, yes.
well, let's hope not, because
Let's
I
hope
don't-
not. Of course.
I don't want violence in this place. Like I said, I've tried to harbor a safe area here.
Understandable.
We barely get attacked, and werewolves barely show up. It's
Oh,
a
barely.
safe spot.
Actually, you know
Um,
what? While he's saying that, Maggie, give me a quick awareness and wits check.
That's going to
Okay.
be shit, but certainly.
Because it depends on what you see here. Not about what he's saying, but it depends on what you see. You see a bunch. That's not a crit, but that's everything. So
Wits and wits, huh?
Wait.
yeah, it'll be
I don't know
awareness
why
and wits, but that's still 4. We'll see
Oh,
what
I
we
did
get.
wits and wits.
Yeah, it's awareness and wits.
I clicked it wrong.
It's okay. Click the right things, and then we'll do that.
Ah, yes,
Also-
the good old wits and wits roll.
No, it won't be as good.
You know what?
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna split the difference because that doesn't seem completely fair. So there's a lot of graffiti on the wall around. You do notice like the Anarch symbol around and things like that, but written in white spray paint on one wall, you do see the word Elysium.
Okay.
Whatever the fuck it actually means, if that's legit or not, you don't know, but you see it there. That's it.
Elysium can be only granted by the prince, right?
Camarilla Elysium.
Yeah.
You would actually know because you've been around the block. A baron can call someplace in Elysium if they choose. It's up to Anarch's Cam who chooses whether or not they're going to respect that or not. It's all about respect, really. But, Reese, I interrupted you.
So, as I was saying about the werewolves, we barely have any attacks here, but it's a safe place, and I'd like it to stay that way. Now, I kind of want to bargain, and I know we're talking now. We're talking. I either you know what? Why am I bargaining with the great Maggie? Why am I bargaining with Maggie? I'm trying to just fucking help you guys. But you're coming in here. You've got a guy throwing Everclear at my guy. I'm lucky.
Well, they
it wasn't
have
on
a
fire.
previous-
He was offering him a drink.
Are you
party,
sure? Are you sure he was offering him a drink? Because
You have
You
to
know that's
understand.
not how it
You
works.
have to understand, James.
wait, do you have something going on with James that I don't know about?
No, you just have to understand him.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a special understanding of James versus
No.
me. Okay, so
It's his
James,
personality.
James, your personality's that way. You're quick to go into your bag and throw Everclear wherever you go.
Thought it was a party.
You know that's not how it works.
Is it?
No, you know it's not how it works.
Come on. What I'm proposing here is this.
You're probably gonna throw a lighter immediately
I pull out the
after.
other bottle of Everclear that I have. I
Okay?
hold it up. You want to celebrate? We can celebrate. We'll make this a drinking game. If our side wins, you come with us, and we can continue celebrating back over in Nova.
Drinking game.
Mhm.
What a good idea.
I know it's a good idea.
Now, who are the poor saps going to get drunk?
So, pause for everybody that doesn't know a whole lot of shit about vampire. Vampires can't drink alcohol straight. So, correct me if I'm wrong here, Kisogo the player. Are you suggesting a drinking game to drink actual alcohol to see who throws up first?
Yes.
Because
That's
they can't
exactly
hold
what I'm
real
suggesting.
food? Fucking glorious. That is what is... Everyone would understand the subtext there. That's what this is.
Have mercy, experiencing it more recently than most, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Fuck.
I'm
How do
not
I
going
do
to
this?
dissuade your little drinking game, but first, Reese, you and I were having a conversation. I'd love to continue.
Okay.
You
okay.
were bargaining, but not bargaining because I'm so great. Yes, yada yada yada. Tell me what you have to tell me, please.
All right. Did you know that Pentex was about to break a certain deal? See, you guys had all this information on Pentex, all this information from what Roland said, right? Did you know they were about to break the peace deal?
Which peace deal specifically? There's so many.
Between the kindred and the lupines. You guys had so much information. Did you have that little nugget?
I had suspicions, but nothing concrete. Can you provide proof?
Can I provide proof? Can I provide proof?
Yes.
GM, can I provide proof?
As I'm trying to look up how eating food works, do I have proof? Concrete, not completely so much. You know what you know. You know that you know that a certain group is getting ready to make a move. The aforementioned lupines, but you don't know anything else. That's the stuff that you've given. You know, you have a source for that, but something that you can like give Maggie.
Right, okay. My information is good, but it's not best, you know? But it's good, but not best. So it's
How close am I to him at this point?
You've been walking forward for a while. I'll say if nobody, you'd probably be able to get within 10 feet before getting to the point where everyone would start getting up from the bar.
Are they all sitting at the bar? Like sitting there or standing against it?
They stood up as soon as you came in. They're standing there. They're up.
Okay.
They seem like they might be braced for a fight if it comes to it.
I'm going to continue to move a little bit more forward, but I'm going to hold up my hands.
Okay. Being nice.
May I come and sit with you at the bar?
Absolutely.
And I'll hold my hand back for everybody else.
Just so we're clear, I know you're trying to threaten me. I know you came here to capture me, take me in, and have questioning with me. I understand that. We're past that point, that awkward stage. But I don't want to have problems.
I appreciate your frankness, and in return, I'll give you the same courtesy. I, frankly, have no opinion of you. Not negatively, not as a slight. I don't care what you've done to Ballard and the shady company that he's working with. I don't care that you're an anarch. I don't care that you are threatened or whatever, or preparing to fight us all. I will say that I did take a bit of offense to you personally coming after me and things that I'm interested in, but I've been around a while, as you've graciously pointed out, and I'm willing to overlook certain things if it can mean that a mutual agreement can be reached in the future.
There's a moment right here when Maggie stops saying that. Yes, follow Interpunkness. I love that his stream shit's going off right now. That's fantastic.
How did I get a follower? Thank you.
I shouted you out, duh.
Follow this motherfucker. He plays weird
Tap.
shit. We play games at night because we do vampire shit. He does stuff
In the morning.
there in the morning.
Weird. Fuck.
I wasn't expecting my alerts to actually go off, but
Fuck it. It's still cool. I like it. The big guy, who has not been named yet, after you make your little display there, he actually gives a little bit of a and slides a bar stool around Reese towards you. As he does so, it looks like a respectful motion. You don't get the sense of any kind of intimidation is being done here. But you do notice at the same time, his nails are way too long and way too pointy as he does it. But at the same time, it seems like a respectful motion. He slides it over towards you as if offering you a seat, stands back like he's not going to do anything, and folds his arms and just waits.
I'll continue to walk unhindered by the gesture and go towards the seat.
Okay.
Please.
Nobody
While continuing
stops
to
you
talk.
if nobody stops you if you sit down. And well, first off, do you sit down?
Oh yes.
Okay, you sit down. The big guy actually sits down, kind of respectfully, still having his arms folded. Genghis kind of gives a quick look, like, "Are we doing this?" Then he just shrugs, leans on the bar, and also takes a seat, like we're all being civil here.
Now, first and foremost, and I'm perfectly aware of the company that I'm within, I'm sure that you all find me probably repulsive, hate me. I understand this. Our clans, in the past, we don't get along. There is, however, something that I would like to address, and that is, I am not my clan. I am different. And I know that means very little coming from me, and I know that I speak too much, as I've been told in the past. But let me try and emphasize this with the utmost clarity. I am not the Ventru that you may know. I am not the Ventru that you may have known. I'm different. And I'm always willing... I'm not always not willing, rather, to hear out everyone and make deals where I can.
I like that. I like you.
There's
I knew
actually
I would like you.
There's actually a moment where Genghis kind of like slaps Reese on the side and like, she's not actually lying. She helped me out a few months back. That's actually that's following her bullshit
I
with.
knew I'd like you.
Following her
And
little
I
feud
knew
with Ballard's actually how we got this line on Pentex. Technically, you are responsible for us finding this shit out in a weird roundabout sort of way.
Well, looky there. See, we've already helped each other.
Yeah, I like how this happened. So, are we going to be on good terms here? Just to be forefront and honest about this.
Here's what I'll propose. Because you were bargaining for some sort of safe passage, some sort of... you had agreed to come
Listen,
with us after your party.
You could never see me again. I'll move up to North Chicago, up by Wrigley Field, you know.
Well,
you could
Let's not be too hasty. There might be
Well, I
need of you
mean-
here.
need.
Love to see you
Go
around
on.
Nova.
Go on.
Here's what I'm proposing. I will give you my word. You had agreed to come with us earlier after your party. I'm willing to, of course, allow the party to continue. I wouldn't want to interrupt tradition or festivities. I will say
You get it. You get
that
it.
I see there is this small thing, and I again understand that you understand how the beast is. You understand that knowing in the back of your mind. You do. I'm sure you do.
Right.
When you made it personal, when you pickpocketed my phone, when you began eavesdropping on my conversations and made me aware of this, I can't deny that
No, you have to understand where
I'm going
I
to
came
tell
from.
you, actually, I'm going to commend you a bit. You have been able to make me internally angry. The most that I've been in the last 50 years. So,
50.
congratulations.
Wow. Only 50?
Only 50.
Wow.
My hand tightens around my knife.
Yeah,
Just
I'm reaching
waiting.
for the gun.
Just waiting.
So I'll give you my word that I will ensure your safe passage to do what we need to do tonight after your party, of course. But I'm going to need you to get rid of all of the information that you have on me. Going forward, I'll of course address something about Sims card or slime card. I don't know what it was, but I'll address that with my new security.
This
I
field
like
security's
this
dead.
deal. Now,
Dead to me.
this is just me being the person that I am, right?
I understand.
So I destroy that stuff, right?
All copies of it, yes.
All copies. What happens when you come back at me?
What do you mean when I come back at you?
No, so I know how it works, right? Like I destroyed the stuff, you come kill me. It's not that I'm not
Oh,
dumb.
I see. You
Yeah.
feel that the information
And
that
it
you
might
have on
not
me
be
is
it might not
insurance.
be now. It
I
might be
understand.
50
Oh,
years down the
we
road.
certainly we live long lives. One thing, and perhaps Genghis can provide character witness too, and I believe even Anita.
He
could
gives a
provide
big raise of his
too.
pierced eyebrow.
I am a woman of my word. I am unlike any venture you've known or any venture you know. I don't prefer stabbing my prey in the back. If I'm going to stab you, it'll be in the front. So I'm telling you
good.
now that when I tell you that if you destroy that information and you work with us tonight and do what we ask and make things easier for us, no grudge, no harm, no foul.
Okay.
At
I'll
that,
write you out of my book.
If you look to your two companions here, big guy again just shrugs. Genghis, however, does kind of lean over towards you, Reese, and says kind of low, but like in the like low at like a rock concert kind of low, so people can still totally hear. Like
The fake low.
yeah, it's like, mate, maybe she was in London when the hunters hit the place. She's got a reputation for honesty. Hasn't fucked it up yet.
It's that yet that I worry about, though. Do you understand where I'm coming from? It's the yet.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
And
Well,
Your
okay,
precaution
all right.
is-
So, okay, I don't do this peacemaker thing very much. What is happening? What have you done to me, Reese? Here's a bit. You've got shit on her. Why don't you just give her some shit on you? Then you just sit with your collateral, and if anyone fucks with anyone, you can do shit with it, right?
I mean, that does sound like a good deal. That sounds like a very, very good deal.
Got ideas once in a while, eh?
You and that thick skull of yours, I'll tell you. You have them brain cells up there that just rattle around, and sometimes
Two of them.
you have a good idea. Now, it's not up to me if that's a good idea, right? It's up to Magdalena if that's a good idea. So, that's the real question. I like it. Magdalena, how do you feel about that?
How comfortable would you be in a room alone with me right now?
Right now, not comfortable at all.
Maggie will actually audibly laugh at that a little bit.
Okay.
You're far smarter than many things that I've come to deal with in these nights, and quite honestly, it's a bit of fresh air. I'm so used to being one of the smartest things in a room, and it's nice every now and then to come across someone that is also formidable.
Can I make a statement?
By all means.
So I know that Anita doesn't do much up where she's at, right? I know that those anarchs are just kind of they just kind of lay low, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like laying low. So there's a lot of shit out there on me.
That's fair.
Just keep that in mind. And I like to take action where Anita likes to sit back, which is why that Pentax bombing happened to begin with. It's just me trying to keep the werewolves at bay, you know? I want to keep the lupines at bay. And that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying not to get London again. And I'm sure you know what I mean. Because there are whispers as well as that other tribe. You know, there's whispers of that. I'm sure you've heard the whispers by now. I'm sure you've heard of Jack.
At this, Maggie's eyebrow will go up very noticeably, and there's probably a different bite to her voice that I don't know that I can do it any justice. If you, Reese, can provide me information on Jack that I don't have, with a little bit on yourself, and perhaps we can discuss some other things in the future.
You see,
in a safe location.
This is where I'd get into a room alone with you. You have to understand now. This is where I'd get into a room alone with you, because I know we both have the same amount of leverage.
You have a room here?
We've got a shitter in the back.
GM, we apparently have a room.
We have a shitter. The gangster just said, you got a shitter in the back.
Oh, okay. I mean, you heard the man. We have a shitter in the back.
Well, this room is intimate, but how about we ask everyone else to step outside for a moment, and we have a polite conversation in here?
That might work.
Care to dance?
I'll give you
devil?
the justice. Hold on. I'll give you the justice of having one extra person in here with you, as long as I get to have one as well.
Well, fuck this. Let's go. And at that point, he's not even listening to you. Fucking Genghis reaches over the bar, grabs a bottle, and then walks right past James, clinks his bottle against James. We've got a fucking contest. Let's go. But it just walks right straight out the door.
Yes.
I follow him. He's
All right.
going down.
All right, that's gonna happen outside on the street. The big guy just sort of sits there and goes,
I don't require any of my people if you'd like. If you don't mind being alone. If you're uncomfortable being completely alone, I understand.
Maggie, it's just a
Fucking.
If you're afraid of me.
If you want to be a little bitch about it.
It's
Poking the
not
beast.
that I'm afraid of you. It's that this is the first time I've actually got to sit down with you and actually have a conversation instead of just, hey, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in my club. And
And I regret that you didn't make more of an impression then, because I feel that we could have done many things up until this point.
And we still can. And we still can. You have to keep that in mind. We still can.
Certainly. I've given you my word that I'm not going to do... No harm will come to you at my hand in this moment, in this private meeting, for sure.
At your hand in this private meeting. I like that. I think we can deal with that. I think that's a good idea. It's the man who put the man over there that I worry about a little bit.
Mr. Kessler? That one?
Roland is how I know him. Roland is how I know him.
You're afraid of me. Fantastic.
Should I be afraid of Roland?
Yeah.
No. I don't think he'll be stepping outside.
see,
the big guy who has just been looking at everything the whole time. This huge dude with dreadlocks actually gets up off a stool. He doesn't have a combative stance, but he's 6'6", 6'7", big fucker. And he elbows Reese in the side a little bit, and without saying anything, he shakes his head and nods straight at Mercy. No, that's the one you should be afraid of.
In that case,
I've seen you around before. What was your name?
I tell the big guy to exit. I tell him to leave.
He stops. A couple things going on at once. First off, he looks to Reese,
Processing.
and he goes, voice is like, it's very like Jason Momoa. It sounds like a dude talking into a bucket. It's like, you sure?
The bucket.
Talking to Reese. It's like, you sure you want me to go?
Yeah. I'll be fine. Don't worry.
Turns to Maggie, nods his head, says, Conrad. And then, without really giving her a chance to go any further than that, turns and heads out the same way that Genghis did. Did James go out with Genghis? Did James exit the room with Genghis? Did that happen with Mr. Kessler? I'm gonna go with yes. So
Yes.
they both go out, because if it's just literally everybody in the room with Reese by himself, this dude would have stayed.
Yeah. Roland's going to turn to leave and go, Reese, I'm dangerous on a completely different level than everybody else here. And turns and walks out.
And before he actually leaves all the way, he does look at Six, the big guy that is, Conrad, and looks at her without really saying anything. He shrugs and like points towards the door like, you gonna go? We should probably go, without saying words.
It's all right, Six. I'm perfectly fine.
Six glances at Maggie and then back up at the big guy. Whatever the lady says. I just walk out.
We'll hang out by the door just in case. And to his credit, leads everybody except Maggie and Mercy, who stays, I guess. Okay, she's staying.
Actually, Six. Maggie's going to turn to Mercy and to Six as Six is making her way out. Mercy, please go with Six for now. I promise that we will address your concerns next.
We should bring her in at some point.
Reese not do me the honor of letting me stay.
This is more.
The big guy actually does the.
Parent-teacher conference.
Oh, fuck. This huge dude, Conrad, actually pats a hand on Mercy's shoulder. And again, in his really deep voice, he goes, I get it. I'll make sure you have time with him. I won't let him leave. That cool?
With a definite snarl, she will turn very much, I don't know, heartwarmed, very much reassured. There we go.
Okay.
By this, but there is definite anger at being asked to leave. Her first remark, if it
Speak
wasn't
up real
already.
quick. As she's walking out the door, I say, Mercy, don't be mad at me just yet.
So,
As she's walking out the door.
as Conrad goes out behind her, you see his face go from, like, super impassive black dude. He turns around and looks at Reese, and his face is suddenly, like, full-blown, like, animated. The best thing I can give you is, like Wesley Snipes' face. His face gets suddenly real animated, going, you fucked up, man! He mouths. He doesn't say it out loud, but then he just, like, you see it start to go back to the solid, like, just strongman phase as he walks out with Mercy.
Hold on, very important. As this is the first actual, like,
I punched my
word
monitor,
spoken
by the way.
towards her in
Punched
a
your monitor?
command from wow, don't do that. This is essentially the first real command given to her from Reese.
Yeah.
As she walks out the door, Mercy's shoulders will sort of lower from where they've been tight and angry, and it's very visible that she relaxes some. The snarl falls from her face. Not that they would be able to see it, but the people outside definitely would. And she looks to be, in fact, less angry than she was moments ago.
Huh. Interesting effect your sire has on her. Before we go any further with the conversation inside, hey, James, you're outside having a drinking contest with Genghis. That's what everyone walks out to see.
Yes.
Roll me just...
Yeah, we're faced off against each other.
Just
like
stamina.
that scene in Fight Club.
Yep.
When Edward Norton and Brad Pitt fight for the first time, except we're just drinking ourselves to death.
So roll me just stamina. No second attribute. No extra die. Just stamina. We'll see how it's going. Okay, it's pretty even. It's pretty even. We'll come back to that in a minute. That's the scene everyone else fucking sees. It's tense, but like holding. There's a holding pattern in there.
There's a really, really creepy smile on my face.
The Genghis is right there too. The eye fucking has not stopped this whole time. They're like they're basically drinking poison to them. It doesn't make sense. And I'm gonna have you make that roll again, James. I'm gonna do it as well, but we're gonna move back inside to Reese and Magdalena as we make that roll.
When I see you do it, I'll do it.
Okay, I'm gonna make the roll now while they're doing that.
How drunk am I?
If we're going from 1 to 10, the dude you had, I want to say you would like 4 out of 10, 3 to 4 maybe. 10? It's not really bad.
You're probably like stage 2 to stage 3.
So like I'm still spilling things out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not stupid yet though. Not completely
as
stupid.
They're walking out the door, like as they're outside, Mercy closed the door behind her. I start to say something like, man, it's a shame that Balor's guys shot her and that she couldn't live a normal life.
Does Mercy hear this?
Awareness skill plus wit stat. We're gonna find out. You are looking for at least, because it's low and there's music, you need 2 successes out of whatever you have.
Wit?
Awareness skill plus wits, yes. Two. You just hear it.
Noted.
Okay. The conversation between Reese and Magdalena continues. James is slightly ahead in the drinking contest.
Now that we're relatively alone, excluding those 2 bodies over there, what do you have on me? I'm curious.
Honestly, Maggie, do you even remember when I bumped into you in the club? I figured the blue hair would be a trigger.
Storyteller.
Not even fucking a little. Not even fucking a little. This dude.
You'd be surprised at the amount of people that I get in my club with multicolored hair and.
Which is kind of why, like, I was able to do it so easily, right? So it didn't happen too long ago, but like, right after the Ballard stuff happened, is when I tapped your phone because I knew someone was going to be looking for me.
Understandable. Right? So you would say, probably after the night that we picked Mercy up.
Yeah, just about. There was a night where you were in the club for a very short amount of time, but I made sure to bump into you, and I wanted you to not notice me, and it worked, right? So I don't have much on you, honestly. And how often do you actually use your phone? You don't use it that much. You rely on primitive communication, which I applaud. I applaud that.
I find it to be more reliable.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Specifically, though, you do have communications between me and Giovanni. You have communications, assuming, between me and the prince. You have communications between me and the sheriff.
Just
There's
about.
probably a couple other phone numbers that you've acquired.
Yeah. Now, you just gave me the names. You talk, and you talk. See, this is...
I do.
Maggie, I'm going to be honest with you. I admire you because you don't put up with shit, right? And
No.
the fact that you're sitting here talking with me says a lot, right? So, this tells me that you are worried, or at least you were worried. You just gave me the names, though, of some of those numbers. I didn't have that information. It's not like I copied your contacts over.
That's fair.
I'm if you want someone to infiltrate your security from time to time, let me know, because I just got sound affected in my ear right now, and it's because I have my stream stuff open, and I got an FBI open up in my ear.
Who would do something like that?
Someone's fucking with him in his
Wow.
stream.
If you want me to disappear, I can do the disappearing act. I'm pretty good at that. But the Ballard werewolf thing, it needs to... You have to know that we're trying to hold the fucking line here. We don't want shit to break out again.
I know that you probably think that I'm full of shit and full of myself. I understand that. I will tell you, though, that I do understand the necessity for what you do, and I don't necessarily think that you should disappear.
Okay.
I will...
Please elaborate, because death isn't necessarily disappearing. So...
I never said death.
Well, I worry. I worry. You have to understand, I'm in a circumstance where I'm sitting across from someone who's, and when I say this, I mean this with the utmost respect. Old as fuck, you know, and since you being so old,
You know how old I am. You keep saying I'm
don't
old as fuck, but
listen. I know you were there for London.
well,
I know you
London
were
was
there for
only
London.
10 years ago.
Right, and if you had a run-in with Jack, which you revealed to me earlier,
Yes,
then you have to be a little bit old.
that's fair.
There's got to be some age there. In this brain here that might be a little fucked up. I'm able to deduce a little bit of knowledge every now and then, right? So,
I
what
would
I'm saying,
agree with
all
that.
I'm saying is, there's some things that like. I lost track. I lost track, and I apologize.
I love it.
Please refresh me where I was going.
See, this is why when Maggie talks, she rambles, because I
You
don't
look-
remember shit half the time either.
That's how vampire works, guys. You were looking for insurance, I believe, to not get fucking killed.
Insurance.
Yes.
Right.
You were gonna disappear yourself.
So, while you don't want me to disappear, and I really, I don't want to die, and you said nothing about death, but it still doesn't mean disappear. What value does an anarch like me have to you?
Well, here's the thing. I enjoy mixed company. I am, again, not one to look down upon others, per se. I like
And
to
that's
give
what makes you different.
everyone-
That's why I like you, by the way. I don't know if you know that, but
Hmm.
that's why I like you. Also, that might have played a little bit into why I grabbed your phone. Just so you know, because I know you're connected. I knew
That's fair.
I have a thing for my targets, and that's what made you a good target.
There's definitely something to be said for it's hard to put into words. I'm what I believe you could refer to as a progressive Ventru. I know that many in my specific line tend to have similar characteristics, and I have yet to find out why. I've done a bit of research on my own. But I don't have those archaic views necessarily that Anarch's bad, Camarilla good. I feel that we all have a part to play. We are all kindred. And she puts a specific emphasis on all kindred. However, and more to your point as to what your value would be to me, and perhaps this will improve your perception of my character even further. Anita, even though she did warn you of our arrival, and she's
a doll, isn't she?
I will tell you personally that I respect her. So much so that she asked me not to rough you up. And that's why we're talking.
I like that.
But additionally,
Anita.
Her support for future events, whatever they may be, I feel is necessary, as well as someone who has dealt with and staved off many lupine incursions in the past. I often find that I speak for lengthy amounts of time to say very concise things, and sometimes that does lose me some of the audience. But I see a value in you that would make me not want to kill you or have you removed. And with the potential things that are coming, and not all of which you were able to glean from my phone, I believe that having many allies across the city, across wherever we can manage them, will be more beneficial. And I am a practical woman, if nothing else. So
I like this. I like this. Do you know why? Is because you said it earlier when you said the words progressive. And you are very, very progressive. You know?
Oh, thank you, dear.
And you do it very well. Now, what I worry about, you are great. You are fantastic. You are progressive. But I'm worried about people around you as well. Not everyone is as progressive as you. And I'm not talking about your immediate people that you have here. I'm talking about higher ups. We all know that they're not as progressive as us.
I believe that's an understatement, if anything, but go on.
Right. And I think... I hate saying this out loud, but there needs to be change. There needs to be something done about the fact that the higher ups keep pushing and pushing limits.
What would you like to see changed?
Tell me if I'm wrong. You know, you could absolutely. Oh, well, I mean, the fucking Pentex bullshit. Come on, these motherfuckers are trying to break a fucking safety deal with the lupines.
Of this, I agree. And
why are they pushing the boundaries?
I assume, based on interactions I've had with those in your clan in the past, I know that you have somewhat of a loosely, but more tight-knit than the Ventru, most likely, connection to one another.
Okay. Right.
Ballard and I
was worried that was going to go somewhere else.
Ballard has, you know that stereotypical Ventru that would spit on the weaker person, the lower, treat people as if they're less than?
Right, yes.
Ballard has always treated me this way, and very much in the same manner as when I walked in here and you made things personal. See, he did as well when I first got here, and the difference between you and him is that you've made up for it.
I've tried, and I really didn't want to make it personal. It's just that my own.
I
safety
understand
within
your
question.
fear. I understand the need for a safety net. I understand for the need for insurance. I completely do. I'd hate to admit it to you, but you've got a bit of a Ventru streak in you there for your paranoia.
Well, got to be a little bit paranoid.
Well, don't we all?
Ooh. So.
Here's the fun part, though.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna let this bit go, and then we're gonna pause and go outside again to see how this shit's going.
Okay, fair. The fun part is, I'm also going to need to know where you stand on Jack, specifically.
And that is a great time for this to cut. So,
Wow.
in this moment outside, I'm about to ask how everybody's doing, but at this point, James and Genghis are chugging. They're chugging. At the point the punk music has kind of died out because the track has played too many times and everybody, there's a very intense discussion going on inside. So nobody has started the music up again.
Oh, I'll play music on my phone.
Fuck, I have music from you too.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But at that point, in this drinking contest, there's actually a point where James and Genghis, eyes on each other, eyes on the fucking prize, and
Oh no, I'm literally playing the battle scene from Star Trek.
yeah,
Yeah, that one.
Out of nowhere, Genghis
What
reaches
is wrong
out
with you?
and puts his
That's
hand.
exactly why James doesn't like rolling.
Genghis reaches out and puts his hand on James's shoulder, and the both of you, who've been tying this whole time and can't get ahead of each other, puke up your alcohol at exactly the same time. It's a dead heat.
Just throw it violently.
They both do. What is our 3 player characters doing out here at this point while the meetings are going on inside?
How far away is Mercy from this drinking contest?
As far away as she wants to be.
No, we're probably right out here.
So
Yeah,
the
we're all right in the same
outdoor,
the parking
the
lot
outdoor patio.
outside looks like this.
the enclosed patio.
So yeah, it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
real far.
Yeah.
You're across the street from a fucking Express Tire. It's not real secluded, but there's nobody out right now except for the occasional other drunken revelers in, surprisingly, this weird semi-sexual contest that's going on here is absolutely on point for a party night to cover everything up
Semi-sexual?
for a masquerade. You guys are blending in perfectly right now. But yes, you're in that little, you're within the caged area of the fence, but not too far away.
Yeah, as soon as the puking starts, Mercy will jump the fence and just get away so nobody splatters her very nice juice.
There's plenty of room to get away, and if you want to jump the fence, you certainly can. It's not even
Top the
hard.
fence.
It's not even hard.
Yeah, so I throw up. I start laughing uproariously.
Genghis is
and
doing the same thing, man.
I clap him on the back, and I'm like, I can't wait to kill you.
I fucking know, right? And he does the same thing to you.
Yeah, we do that, Dylan, you son of a bitch.
And then the manly If anybody present did not know what the term frenemies was before they witnessed this situation, they found out right now.
There.
Fuck, man.
I pull my 1911. I start showing him my gun.
Well, shit. And he's he's got
Standard issue.
he pulls
Got it
out
back in-
he
got it
pulls
back in
his
66.
he pulls his leather trench coat open in true punk rock fashion. He has a fucking really jagged crowbar in there.
What? Can I see that?
Oh fuck that!
Here,
It's Tracy's, and they just fucking do that. It's
I
just
hand him my weapon. I take his rope.
absolutely, he
God.
absolutely gives you his too. There's no instant of betrayal too.
Come here.
It's both of them are absolutely waiting for the universe to align in a point where they could just like flat out fight and like try and kill each other. But it's not right now, so they're just having fun. So that's all happening. We knew that was going to happen. What is Mercy, Roland, and Six doing outside? And for reference, the big guy is literally just leaning up next to the door with his arms folded, just looking bored and doing the bouncer thing.
After the conversation that Roland had with Mercy, he's just watching this.
Okay.
Should we summarize that conversation?
Six is pretty much doing the same thing the big guy is.
You're just playing bouncer on opposite sides or opposite teams.
Yeah.
And outside the bar that this conversation is happening in, there are drunken revelers around. Once in a while you see like somebody in a full-blown Krampus like chasing somebody around with like probably a cheap ass from a costume store like Cat o' Nine Tails, and they're giggling and laughing and running away. There's like a random woman in a skimpy fucking costume with horns. The night is revelry, and it's really weird with the tense overtones that are going on, how good a time the vampires are having. And Mercy and Six, who hasn't seen like a whole bunch of vampire stuff, this is kind of odd. But it's definitely a moment to take in for what this weird-ass life is like. And with that, we go back inside. So, Reese was getting asked about Jack.
So, you want my opinions on Jack?
Yes.
I don't agree with what he has done. I don't agree with how he is betrayed. I mean, granted, now I agree with how he's betrayed. Don't get me wrong there. I'm starting to come back to at this point. I think the Sabbat are a bunch of fucks. Just like, I don't want to say every other group, but like, the Sabbat are a bunch of fucks. I'm not here to agree with what Jack does, how he does it. So that's my opinion.
What do you know of his current situation?
Current situation, I just know the existence, right? I know. Well, I can't say that I know. It's whispers, right? It's whispers. It's not really, hey, here's concrete evidence, right? I can't give you concretes. Like I just hear things. And this is why I think you're progressive, and this is why I like it, because I know you like to keep your earlobe to the ground. And
that's where I was
usually
born.
where that's where you hear things. I know you know that. So, that is my current opinion. Should it change? I don't think it will, but I will make sure that you are made aware of anything that happens here.
Well, I'd be
Referring
more
to that name.
inclined to make you persuade you to see my side of the fence as it pertains to Jack.
Then please speak your piece on this.
We agree on the Sabbat. They are a bunch of fucks. What they want to do is bad for us all. Anna, Camarilla, doesn't really matter who. Bad for us all.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Right. Agreed.
Particularly with Jack, and something that I can perhaps assist in explaining. The lupine incursions that you have staved off, the negative effects of the Camarilla that I'm sure that you've had to deal with in your undeath, all of that It's Sunday afternoon for Jack. He is the worst of our kind. That I can promise you.
In that case, that makes things even more complicated because I really don't like him then. Because these werewolf incursions are they're bad enough as it is for us, you know? And you know, it's just if it's going to get worse than what it is now, I see a reason to make a peace with you because I know we both don't want anything further.
You spoke earlier of assurances and insurances and things of that nature. And I will again preface this with the higher court of the Camarilla has not saw fit yet to provide me with more influence, let's say. Whether or not they come to see the error of their ways in the nights to come, that will be that remains to be seen. But if you and your particular band of anarchs could see past your preconceived notions of what working with the Ventru would be, I'm more than happy to make our own treaty of sorts.
You know I'm going to ask for this in writing. Just
I
because
assure you that we will have something formally written up.
I could see a truce between us. You seen that big fuck outside? You know what he looks like.
I do.
And I've seen your team.
This is
I
current team. I don't know that I'd put my reputation on them. No offense.
Right. I mean,
I'm more
be
of
honest. James isn't the
lone
best,
person.
you know. James is a little bit of a loose cannon. Let's be real.
He has his purposes, but yes, he has a bit of a hot temper. For nevertheless,
I'm not bad, okay?
Loose cannon.
Asking me this.
Nevertheless,
cannon.
I would prefer that this lovely Krampusnacht end without bloodshed, if possible. And I believe that we have come to an agreement that it won't, and potentially, in the future, could work together. Additionally, I've made this agreement with Genghis in the past. I'm more than happy to help you redirect your efforts at my enemies, and then you get to scratch that anarchical itch, and I get to enjoy the fruits of our labors.
And right about the time
like
that you
this.
mentioned Genghis, you hear outside the.
But they seem to be having a good time.
They absolutely do, and this is what I wanted.
Quick question, just as a little aside. That person over there with the guitar, were you trying to poison me by any chance?
No, I drank right off of him right before you got in here. Do you want?
I'm a bit
go for
peckish.
it. Go for it.
At this point, that
Absolutely.
person is snoring loudly.
Absolutely.
Do you mind? Are
No,
you sure you
not at
don't
all.
mind?
I offered
I-
right when you got in here.
Well, on that, why don't we both share that drink together
Absolutely.
to seal our agreement, and then we'll invite the others back in with us.
Sealed
That
deal.
sounds like a plan to me.
So,
So I'm going to go and drink off of this guy and attempt to
okay.
reduce my hunger a smidge.
Okay. So, this guy, couple of things. You each take
You
a
are going
wrist.
to end up drunk.
A little bit. He's deeply intoxicated. That's the thing. You both take a wrist, and both doing the weird, like, looking at each other in the eye while you do it, bite the wrist. You both feed off of this.
Not weird if
individual.
everybody likes it.
Mm-hmm. So, this guy's already been fed off of a little bit. So, I would say if Maggie doesn't want to, like, cause an incident right now, two things. Okay, so for there to be enough for it to matter, you're gonna actually be drinking. Race is like, let me check your hunger. I'm pretty sure you're just on one hunger. Yeah, you're just on one hunger. You're already fed. You're kind of doing it ceremoniously, just to do it, and also to ensure that you're not poisoning Maggie. Maggie, what's your hunger at right now? Is it 3? Is it 4? What is it?
It's at 3.
Okay. I would say you could safely take yourself down 1 more hunger without killing this dude or harming him in any serious way. He kind of inhales a little bit because a vampire's bite is very rapturous. It could almost be sexual depending on how it's done, but he's very much not in pain. It's very much the other way around. So Maggie, you reduce your hunger by 1.
Okay.
And you feel just the slightest buzz of alcohol, like you've taken exactly 1 shot glass worth of alcohol. Because he was severely intoxicated.
Now, Maggie, I have a question for you. How long has it been since you had a little bit of alcohol in your blood?
78 years.
78. That's incredible. How do you get past? How do you get by?
Well, you see,
You're just so old.
one's I found that the thing that motivates me is not necessarily the pleasures of the flesh or the alcohol or the blood or whatever. What motivates me is the pleasure that I get from the power that I amass, and in that way, I am similar to many Ventru.
And briefly, outside, the big dude who identified himself as Conrad kind of gives a low whistle while looking directly at Mercy and goes, "Hey, they're done," and thumbs towards the door and looks at Six like, "We're probably gonna go in here just to keep the peace," without saying words.
Six just nods.
And
No longer escaping vomit. She'll just walk in.
Conrad opens the door for you, and at this point in your conversation, the door is notably opened, and Mercedes Grace does walk in, flanked behind by Conrad, Six, and anyone else who chooses to enter after them. Genghis is just staying out and bullshitting with James at this point. They're just having fucking fun. Genghis is notably like a little drunk, and he's a little giddy drunk. So he's just staying out and having fun. But now Mercy is finally in the room with her sire. You fucking do it, Ginger. Damn it.
Damn it, Ginger, you distracted us. You distracted us both.
Puns are legendary. Anyways.
Now, Reese, our business is concluded. I believe that we've come to an agreement. With the introduction of our child, I believe that you have some questions that she needs answered.
Oh, fuck, you're co-parents! Oh!
Absolutely.
I didn't even think of this when I set this shit up. I should have.
Mommy and Daddy aren't fighting.
They're not fighting anymore.
No, but there was a very interesting moment with the blood.
Oh, boy.
That intense eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
Mercy.
Prolonged
again.
eye contact.
God damn it. I need to hear.
Yes.
Um.
Success.
Fuck, I can't even remember what I was saying, Kiso. More appearing less angry again than she had been before. God, I can't look at any of you, you bastards. Okay.
I would say actually, as Mercy walked in and Maggie and Reese had their moment of connection and whatnot, Maggie would kind of walk towards Mercy and look at Mercy, meeting her eyes, and say, "Hear him out. I believe that even though the circumstances at which you were made were not ideal, I don't believe it's the worst thing to ever happen to you." And that's all that I'll say. And I'll go and resume at my seat at the bar.
So as Maggie approaches, there is very much would have been, again, less angry than before. There very much would have been a sort of question as Mercy walked in, because, you know, usually she's one to listen to Maggie, unlike earlier when she was so enraged, and so she'll take that sort of as the welcome into the room.
Okay.
So I'd love to hear your story here about what happened and why this is how you chose to do things.
Story. Yeah.
Frantically
About
pulling
that.
up my cheat sheet that I made for him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dream Daddy.
You do know that you were hired under like false pretenses, right? You do know that like you weren't actually doing correct PR or proper PR.
I had put that together, yes.
Okay. And you know that this is a cover-up, right? Pentex is a big cover-up.
Yes.
Okay. Were you aware that you were shot?
After the fact, yes, I did become aware that.
So you found the new scar.
One of many, yes.
Okay. You would have died, and you are collateral that I didn't want on my soul, for one, and it wasn't right for you to fall in that to begin with, because you were going to die either way. You don't know that, do you? Okay, so Ballard hired you to cover Pentex, but there was going to be... GM, stop me if I'm wrong. Okay. There was going to be a shooting there to begin with, and you were going to end up dead.
There is a very, very confused look on Mercy's face. Why?
Why the whys I don't have answers to, right? Why would Ballard do that? I have no idea. Why would Pentex do that? I have no idea. I just know that it was... I saw a gunman in the crowd and him dead on you. I didn't want to eventually... You didn't deserve to die by my hand. Does that make sense?
As much as any of this does,
I basically just wanted to like I said, I didn't want you to die. I wanted you to continue living.
I get it.
Whether it be, it's just one of those deals where I just didn't feel right leaving you for dead.
And yet, I nearly died less than hours later because you just left.
Well, I just blew up a place. What do you expect me to do? I blew the place up. It just, it was one of those deals where like, oh, okay, do I throw you over my shoulder and hope to God no one catches me carrying this bloody body across the town, or do I just, make it look like you stayed in the wreckage?
Are you trying to tell me you don't think you'd have been able to carry me? Or that
It's
in all of your planning and in all of the chaos and the bodies flying, that perhaps it would have been strange for people to be helping other people? Because isn't that what you were doing? Helping a random stranger, but leaving her for dead in the end anyway.
Would you have been dead?
Wouldn't I?
Would
I
you
was
have
almost
been?
killed by the
mean,
Inquisition mere hours later. Less than. I would have faced death many, many ways, and in fact, the fact that you created me at all and then ran off was one of the reasons I almost died. The prince had to convene an entire council to decide whether or not I deserved life, because you decided that it wasn't worth the risk of carrying a body in a crowd of running corpses.
Fitting that the prince would, have a trial to figure out if you need to live or die. Fitting, right? Don't you feel that it being a little bit odd that whether you get to live or die is on trial? You should
Yeah,
really think
I do.
about who your trust in lies with, and I agree that your trust should lie with Maggie, but higher up.
You're
don't
quite
agree.
right. It is very weird that my life came down to a council you don't believe in because you left me into their hands. Quite
yet-
strange that you don't trust them enough to take part in their culture, and yet you thought it was a good idea to leave me to them in ways that were absolutely against all that they stand for.
Maggie's still in the room, right?
Oh yes, I'm
Oh,
mere
yeah.
feet away.
Okay. At this point, Reese is at kind of a loss because he's put it out there that he wanted to be a helping hand, but the circumstances was,
Mm-hmm.
it was very circumstantial. The circumstances were circumstantial.
There is a conversation
He's talking
going on
about being
about
a
this,
bitch.
and everybody is basically watching Reese get a very, very well constructed tongue lashing. Reese is more on the back foot now, probably rightfully so, than he was with Maggie, the practiced, person. And while all that is going on, and perhaps Magdalena and everybody else is getting a little bit of the satisfaction from it, Magdalena, your cell phone rings. Do you have special ringtones at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's fair.
Special ringtones.
Okay.
What is a ringtone?
You check, your phone goes off. Do you check it?
In this moment, yes, because I have an idea of who's calling.
The
Great.
words
So
read.
as soon as the attention is off Mercy, she's gonna reach for the nearest bar stool to hurl at Reese.
Fucking awesome.
So
And
the phone
I
rings,
might
right,
add-
it's a really tense moment, and people are like, "Oh, a phone," and then Mercy's like, "Ah!"
Okay, so with that, because we discussed this earlier, Mercy, roll me melee and dexterity. If you don't have any melee, just roll dexterity. Because that's happening, and I'll roll shit for you, Reese. Magdalena, however, is completely oblivious to all this because the words on her little flip phone screen says Prince Jackson.
Oh, fuck.
I'll need to take this outside. Excuse me for one moment. Reese,
As the stool hurdles.
Uh-huh.
Any bonus dice, DM? Because she's so angry. The beast is really on
I'm
side here,
I'm
right?
gonna give you one. I'm gonna give you one. Just one. Because I know your dice pool here is pretty slow. Here's a better question. While she's rolling that, Reese, are you attempting to get out of the way? Ooh, fuck. All of them. Are you attempting to get out of the way of this at all, or are you just going to take it?
I just take it.
You just take it. Okay. So you have fortitude. Without there's no opposed test in that case. Without any, like, he just kind of lowers his head a little bit, knows that he's gonna accept it, and just fucking brouhaha smash, bam, the bar stool just crunches over him. How do you hit him with it? I gotta ask.
Oh, so she's not, I don't think, within range, right? So essentially what she does is attention turns to Maggie's phone for like just the briefest of seconds, and she reaches beside her, pulls this bar stool, and uses the entire force
Yeet!
of
Yeet!
her turn to yeet that at him. Just across her whole body, right? There's just the whole turn. It's absolutely the power of her hips and her body and her swing as she like throws it at him.
Reese's
DM, what happens
ass.
to Reese?
Reese's ass is he's not like completely like blasted away or anything, but he got some fortitude, but you're not the best at fortitude. So you get hit with it. It's a solid fucking hit. Like, it's pretty good. And you like take a few steps back and you wind up sitting down in the couch between two knocked out mortals. And that is the moment when Maggie walks out the door, probably answering the phone to of wood just shattering.
He spent far too much time with me. I should have warned the poor boy. Anyway.
Then you open the phone, and you hear
Are we leaving?
and you hear Jackson's cold voice, and he just says, "Report." And that's it.
Roll
That's
is
all he
sitting right outside.
says. Okay.
Without this pause, because I'm looking at stuff, but Maggie wouldn't
okay.
pause.
Okay.
I've just discovered the purpose behind the attack, as you entrusted me to do. I was about to call you. The issue at hand is far greater than I previously expected, and it does warrant your immediate attention, I would say.
And with that, without even the briefest of hesitation, you hear Prince Jackson's voice on the phone, like, "You and your crew, library, now."
On our way.
And it hangs up.
Genghis and I trade phone numbers.
Done. Done.
He made friends
Done.
with Genghis over you, Roland. I'm sorry.
No,
That's gotta hurt.
Ooh,
no, not really.
that's pain. And with
There's
that,
a hand in the air.
the preparations of
Yeah,
getting
we're-
into the car are
Punk has
made.
something he wants to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Or
I
tell
had
her.
the hand up.
hit me.
When Maggie's phone rang, a second phone rang.
Okay.
By the way,
Oh, good to know.
yeah, you.
Good
Would
to
I have
know.
noticed
And-
that before I left?
Awareness
Yeah, you
and
would've
wits,
noticed-
baby. Awareness
Oh,
and wits. The prince is
I'm
calling
gonna-
you. You'd be distracted, and you're not
I'm
real
gonna-
technical. Awareness and wits. That's the last
I'm
thing
gonna-
we're gonna do because I know we got to get finished here
Yeah.
because
I'm
time's
gonna
running low.
rouse my blood. real
Okay,
quick
doesn't
to
matter. You
improve
can
this
just
roll.
let's just say you fail and get hungrier.
I
Oh, you
don't.
got it. Okay, make the roll.
I good.
Make the
Okay.
roll. We'll see if it
Roll,
happens.
roll.
See if it happens.
Pressure's on.
Yes.
Nice.
You needed two.
Oh,
You
yes,
needed two, and you got
two.
3. So,
Hell yeah.
Roll.
as
Baby.
as the confrontation between Mercy and Reese kind of hits ahead, and they're about to start laying into each other, and as Magdalena is about to get her entire crew ready to just pile into the car and go see Kevin Jackson right fucking now, that's where we have to end tonight's episode. So, first off, I want to fucking thank everybody for being here, let alone special guest star Inner Punkness. Before we're out of here, I'm gonna shout you out. But as I always do with my normal people, tell me who you are, where can everybody find you, and how you been, buddy? Have you enjoyed this little
Oh, I loved it.
have you enjoyed this little
I'm
thing
glad
that we
I made
started.
it out
Your character's
alive.
still alive. That's fucking amazing,
Yeah,
dude.
I was shocked.
You caught
I'm
Maggie.
so
on
happy
first
to be
Sure,
alive.
thinking that we're gonna fucking murder you today, dude.
Listen,
Yep.
Mercy almost followed that barstool. I'm just saying.
She might
I
have.
was-
still-
We'll
we
deal
still
with this outside. He's going into the Discord now because he's technically part of game. You guys didn't know. He's going in.
Yes.
I kind of figured that you guys would have killed me.
We really
Very,
thought you would die.
Still money.
We really thought you would die.
I'm progressive, dear.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you played that
Sure.
fucking awesome though, Punk, dude.
It's pretty
I was
good.
really impressed.
It was
I
pretty
really
good.
impressed.
We were
And this is your first time playing.
This is first time Vampire. I gave him a
Vampire,
cheat sheet with
Vampire.
terminology and shit. Gave him everything.
Holy shit!
I'm
Nice.
not gonna lie. From the when I first walked in and you were like, "Hey, Maggie," and you went into your whole spiel, I was so mad, like legitimately
Yes.
furious.
Yes.
And I was like, Maggie's old enough that she wouldn't have an immediate rage response like I would. So we're gonna see where this goes.
No, it was beautifully done.
This is the one fucking
Super
Monday
good.
this motherfucker had off for like months. Months! We had to work on this shit. You have any idea how long I had to plan, how to time this shit out so that you'd be here right now?
You are
Just-
incredible.
Whoa. But yes, tell
Tell
everybody,
them
Happens a lot.
tell everybody who the fuck you are, where they can find you if you don't know.
I'm gonna punk this. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram. Oh wait, hold on. If you go into my chat right now and type
Discord,
in,
Discord, if you want to join the Twitter, Instagram,
He
Twitter, blah blah
talks
blah blah.
fast.
I can't do it as fast as you.
if
but
you
that's
go into
fine.
my chat right now and type in Discord, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube,
He's got this down.
socials, Linktree, all that stuff. If you go in there, you can. That's where you can find me.
It's literally all
He's
over.
Go to his chat.
everywhere.
Follow him. The rest will come.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yes.
I mentioned to everybody off
The
stream.
majority of chat already follows all of us.
Absolutely.
Like, follows you, dude. Like,
But to be clear, I streamed long ago. I accidentally convinced him to start streaming again, and he accidentally convinced me to start streaming again.
That's-
So we did
that's
it to each
exactly what
other.
happened.
accidentally.
He works in the same building as me.
No.
That's it. But thank you for joining us, sir. It's been a
Absolutely.
fucking pleasure. This has been
Yeah,
fantastic.
man, it was awesome.
Lovely.
It
I'm
was
have to come back
I'm
now,
happy
you know
I
that,
can
right?
Make it in.
Have to make
Yeah,
it whenever
yeah,
we
yeah.
can.
Back now.
We'll figure out a way. We'll figure out a way. So
Yeah, at least until we kill you.
Yeah,
that
right.
was the vampires
something
on
else happens.
Krampusnacht. Until something else happens. So, to be clear for our viewers, before we end this tonight, we have one more episode until our Christmas break. We have one more.
And we won't play until next year, y'all.
That's technically
Next
true.
year.
It's technically
That's a
true.
long time.
I got another group of people, some of which who are watching, are wanting to play with group 2. But this has been a hell of a ride so far. It's been fucking fantastic. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. Everybody who's in this house.
One more game, guys.
One more game.